Y'all ready? Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the New York born, Las Vegas made, always getting paid, with the Usain Bolt fast, the one to beat, but good luck with that. The man who never sleeps, and neither does his podcast. The notorious, the glorious, can do everything except Boris. Has the funniest jokes. Is always woke. The podcast GOAT. The man with the plan. AKA your host, Killer Cam. Now kick back in your seat and we welcome you to the podcast that never sleeps. Killer Cam. And witness greatness.
Nice. We're here.
We're aquí.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the podcast Never Sleeps. I'm your host, Killer Cam, aka Chip Boy. And with me always is the always intelligent, handsome, and charming Resurrector.
It's also
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Sorry for the technical difficulties. We're trying to figure out a cool way to do like a standby.
I know, yeah. They'll figure it out. They'll get it. But
Yeah, but now they know for sure.
yes, so we got a very cool episode planned.
Oh, yeah, this is going to be fun.
It's so much fun, and I really need you guys to make sure you hit that like button and subscribe.
There you
Leave
go.
a nice comment. But Jared, do you want to explain to the beautiful people out there what we're doing today?
Yes. So today we have such a fun topic.
Lots of fun.
We're going to be talking about both ancient and modern warriors.
Warriors.
So I'm going to be talking about some ancient warriors, these bad A's throughout time, and Cameron's going to talk about some more recent,
Total bangers.
warriors. And man, I had so much fun doing research on these guys that I'm going to present today. We had some cool warriors in our history, and I'm a little sick today, so I'm going to kind of warn you guys. My voice might sound a little or whatever, but
Deal with it.
I wanted to be here. Yeah, I wanted to do this with you guys, so I'm here. And I'm glad I am, because this is a fun one.
This is going to be very exciting.
Yeah.
So
cool stories.
Yeah. I'm excited to hear about all of your little topics and what you
dude.
got going on.
Yeah.
Because it seems like curious, fun stuff.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's always good, but the really important stuff
Yes.
is, as you well know, what the audience loves.
Yeah.
I think what we all love
Okay.
is a specific segment we like to call
Oh.
the Marvel Minute.
Yes, sir. A minute of Marvel talk.
A
Let's
minute of
do it.
Marvel. So you want to
Yeah.
explain this Marvel Minute, Jared?
Yeah. So again, so we're talking about ancient warriors and modern warriors.
Yes.
And that made us think about matchups through Marvel history,
Oh,
or
yeah.
through the MCU even.
Oh, yeah.
We've seen some cool matchups, hero versus hero versus villain. So we want to talk about a few of these epic matches that we've seen now through the MCU.
Yep. And there's been some dope ones.
Oh, yeah.
And there's also some ones that we want to see that we haven't seen.
Yeah, I'd love to speculate a little bit on some. And anybody there in the chat, if you've got some, speculative matchups that you'd want to discuss, throw them in the chat, because that's always fun to see what
Yes.
other people want to see. So please, jump into the convos. Tina Zarega, always good to see you. Welcome back.
Team Rego, what's up?
Warriors love it.
Love it. Yeah, you will. And I got one of the greatest warriors ever, L Driver.
Oh, nice.
Yep. I wore the shirt once before on the cast, but I had to wear.
That's a cool shirt.
Warrior. I had to have a good one. I had to have it.
Oh, and the katana does play a part in today's episode.
See, it all ties in.
does.
I was gonna go Marvel. I'm like, no, and I decided, let's go with the dope warrior.
I love it.
So,
Perfect.
Marvel Minute.
Yeah.
So, I think we see some of the best matchups
Yep.
in Captain America: Civil War.
Cool, because that's where we saw some of the coolest fights.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, fights that you probably won't see again. We may see something similar to this when we get to, Secret Wars or even Battle World, if they do it. That'd
Oh
be
man, could you
cool.
imagine the different enemy or combatants we see there.
I'm
Jeez
excited,
Louise.
dude.
Get to see some crazy things that we've never seen. We get
Yeah.
to see mutants in there. We'll get to see
Oh,
so
mutants are
much
coming
cool
too. Yeah, we
my
have even
God.
Deadpool Wolverine as part of the MCU. We're gonna have some cool mutants to play with.
Wolverine's in Deadpool 3.
Now. So cool.
I'm excited for that. So
Yeah.
let's look at some of these dope matchups here.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do.
Starting right off with a good one.
Yeah. So let's skip a little bit.
I love the lineup they do in this
I
scene
know.
where you see who's taking who, and it's like,
I know.
yeah.
And everybody's perfectly
Oh yeah,
lined up for each other. Even Nat. with
yeah, and Hawkeye.
Clint with Hawkeye.
I love that. Like you're not pulling your punches,
Yep. With yep. Exactly. And then we got our boy.
dude. Panther and Winter Soldier. That's an interesting
Yep.
one because Panther really wants to kill him. Like in this fight, he's
yeah.
there to. For
he's
blood.
there for blood. Yeah,
he-
absolutely.
dead.
And they're both like super soldier and like enhanced
Yep.
super soldiers. So
Yep.
they're both like crazy.
It's a good even matchup.
Oh, man.
But dude,
Yeah.
yeah, one's out for blood. One's trying to explain himself. Like, dude, I didn't do it. I
yeah.
swear.
And why did you run? Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Super cool.
That's a good line.
Oh no, so good. So I think them fighting pretty evenly matched.
Yeah.
If they're fighting to the death, who's taking it? Do you think
Ooh.
to the death?
It's got to be Panther.
Yeah,
It's got to be.
you think so? Because Winter
He's just
Soldier, don't
fully
remember,
armored.
he was made to destabilize countries.
Yeah,
and stuff.
yeah, yeah.
And this is the armor before Black Panther. So
Oh,
this
he's no
isn't
joke.
The great armor.
But it's
right?
not vibranium. He's all vibraniumed out. There's no killing him. You'd have to get that armor off him somehow. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So in this fight here, I think Panther's going to take it. And he almost gets him right into the
What
throat.
about when he gets his vibranium arm? Then what are we talking?
Yeah, again, that's a little vibranium he can use as a shield against him. But again, he's vibraniumed out. That's a tough one.
Yeah, he's VB'd out.
You got to get his armor off. That's the only way.
yeah.
If you're a fighter like Winter Soldier, there's other guys that can do it. But
Yeah. Wolverine could
Yeah.
probably with the
Right,
the
yeah,
team,
there you go.
But
Slice
all
and
right,
dice.
so slice and dice. So let's see what else we got.
Yeah,
so
see?
this is one of my favorites right
Yes! I know.
here. Spidey v Cap.
Cool.
That thing does not obey the laws of
Physics
physics
at
at
all.
all.
All right.
There's a lot going on here that you don't understand.
Stark said you'd say that. Wow.
I love that Stark prepared him for his
Yeah.
propaganda, basically. Like, don't worry, you're on the right side of this.
Yeah.
Because how do you convince somebody to fight Captain America?
He also said to go for your legs.
So this is just a super strong,
Yeah.
crazy strong kid who doesn't have as much experience as Cap.
No.
And it's a crazy strong kid against the ultimate tactician.
Yeah.
Right? And so who
And he's
wins?
strong too.
Yep. He's not as strong as Spidey though. Spidey's crazy.
Yeah, yeah.
So-
Spidey has more strength for sure.
Absolutely. So who wins in this particular fight?
Cap for sure.
Cap wins
Yeah.
because he's smarter, more seasoned. He's the
Yeah.
better combatant.
Oh, for
right?
sure. Yeah, he could do things that Spider-Man would never even see coming.
Even the flip thing he does, yeah.
So
And
Iron
then-
Man says it. He goes, if Cap wanted to, he could have laid you out.
Oh, yeah.
That's it. He
Yeah.
could have killed you.
Oh man.
No.
Oh yeah. No, Cap could kill a lot of these
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
Even at the end of the movie, Stark himself, he could have taken out Stark himself. But of
with a
course-
little 2-on-1, but yeah.
no. I'm saying just at the very end when he could have smashed his face, but he didn't.
Right. He's not a
Yeah.
murderer.
No,
yeah.
it was 2-on-1.
Yeah, he's not
And-
evil.
Yeah, and he was getting his butt kicked, and then they said
It's crazy that Iron Man
study
actually
his patterns.
thought he might do it. Like he
know.
was like, "Whoa, you holy crap, man!"
I know he blocked his face. I
Yeah.
know, crazy. It's like, come on, Cap would never.
Yeah,
Yeah,
He's
but
still
you know, in
same
the
guy.
moment you're fighting, you just tried to kill his best friend. Like,
Yeah.
actually tried to kill him. So you know, for a moment, you might be like, "Oh crap, maybe this
Yeah.
guy is losing his shit."
And he was beating him with like titanium alloy arms and rocket, power, strength.
Oh
and-
man, dude,
So,
still the coolest is when he goes to fly off and he grabs his boot and just smashes
That's
it.
great. Yeah. You're
I
not
love-
going up
yeah,
there. Yeah.
And just all the things they do. I'm eyeballing it and just shoots.
Yep.
Yeah, so cool. And then Winter Soldier can't escape, so he falls down.
Oh, they made that movie perfect.
Dude, I was thinking, there's so many cool fight scenes. Literally, that movie's the greatest.
Yeah.
From the rooftop fight scene it goes down into the tunnel and they're fighting with Black Panther, Winter Soldier, and Cap.
Yeah.
And then the other fight scene just between like the three of them, Bucky, Cap,
Oh yeah,
and Iron Man.
in Germany. That's a great.
Not
I thought
to-
you were talking about that other
Not
one.
to mention
Yeah.
Leipzig.
That's a good one.
airport battle where
Yeah.
everybody's fighting everybody.
That's such a great fight.
And there's another good fight in there.
Well, you have Panther shows up to get Winter Soldier in that building, at the apartment building. And they're running, and they have cops and SWAT teams
That's what I
after
was saying,
them, and they're
too.
running through the
But
tunnels.
what about Winter Soldier going ham at the SHIELD base or the CIA headquarters, whatever it is?
Yeah, that's a good one where he's mind controlled.
What's her name's there trying to...
Oh, yeah, there's no...
The girls go after him.
Yeah.
Stark has that, and he actually shoots at Stark. And Stark's
Yeah, he's
"Oh,
like,
crud."
wait, what's happening?
Yeah, this guy's a
Dude,
nut. What's he
wake
trying?
up.
He's
Yeah.
actually trying to murder me because he is. Yeah, he's brainwashed.
Yeah,
he was brainwashed, Tony.
total MK Ultra and
Oh yeah,
yeah.
right. A callback to our previous episode.
Yeah, we did talk about that.
We did. We've talked about it on a couple occasions. So
Yeah.
we talked about it on that Crash Talk. But,
Yeah, that was a fun one.
Anyway, let's
Yeah.
look a little more into this fight.
Okay.
So this is where Cap uses his ability, right?
Oh, yeah,
And
you
then,
don't
of
want to
course-
mess with Iron Man Falcon.
Yeah, and Falcon versus War Machine is great.
That's
'cause
a cool
They're
fight.
both like
Yeah.
the second to the main, right?
Yeah, man.
Falcon's the second to Cap, and War Machine's the second to Iron Man. So it's just a perfect little team up matchup.
It's very
thing.
cool.
It's so well done. It's so smart. It's so
Spider-Man with when he's fighting Falcon and Winter Soldier together.
cool. Wow, you got a metal arm. Like he
That's
doesn't
so
even care.
cool,
I'm just
yeah.
here to. Like, I really got to impress Mr. Stark.
Yeah,
Like
And
he's
he
not.
does
He's
a
not
good
going full
job
force.
for not fighting the guys like this ever.
Yeah,
he
dude.
holds his own.
Oh my god! Well, that's why it's so cool in No Way Home when Andrew Garfield Spider-Man says he's like, I stopped pulling my punches because he always pulls his punches.
course,
Because
yeah.
when you're fighting guys like the Rhino, right?
Yeah.
And, you know, guys who can't take it,
Local
you gotta-
robbers,
Yeah,
yeah.
you got to pull your
Neighborhood
punches
Spidey.
until he fights someone like Goblin.
Oof.
And you see when he's fighting Goblin and he stops
That's a
pulling his
little
punches,
different, yeah.
and he's about to kill him, and
Oh,
Toby has
yeah.
to go. Toby Spider-Man has to stop
Yeah.
him from stabbing him. So great.
Yeah, you have to learn your own strength. Like imagine Superman; he can't do anything
man.
normally.
Yeah.
like he can't even touch a person, like or shake
Yeah.
their hand without they
Yeah.
dying. He would have to. Everything he does has to be so light.
Right.
That would be frustrating.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Frustrating way to live.
Buckled in.
So cool.
Yeah,
I'm good.
that man's a great
Arrow guy, let's go. Let's
little
go.
teammate. To
Yeah.
have.
And then he goes in. He's like, oh,
Yep.
shooting that, getting that out of the way, whatever, no biggie. But boom.
Here's the real one. Yeah, the
Yeah.
real plan here.
Yep.
Tell you anything else? That you're wrong?
And you think you're right? And that makes you dangerous.
Yeah, which is
Sorry, guys.
true.
We got to keep pausing and playing. for
Yeah, we don't want to get
copyright
this stuff
issues.
blocked because they look for this stuff, especially this stuff.
But this is why Cap wins, because he's the better tactician.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, all right,
Better
Instead of how do I neutralize him? I'll have him hold up this
Yeah.
2-ton thing.
Decades of
Yep.
experience.
Boom.
Ow.
Guess you had a point.
Yeah.
Oh.
Best part.
You got hard, kid. Where you from?
Queens?
Brooklyn.
Brooklyn. So good.
Yeah, pause
good.
that. That's good, man.
So good.
So, how about a speculative matchup? What would be
Let's
a
go.
good matchup we haven't seen? So now, if Wolverine's going to be joining
Yeah.
the team, who would be a good fight with Wolverine?
You got to understand Wolverine's crazy powerful.
Oh, freaking
He,
A, yeah.
he can regenerate, so it'd have to be
so
somebody
hard
durable.
to kill. It has to be someone durable and extremely powerful.
A Thor, perhaps.
Oh, that'd be the best fight ever.
Thor.
Hey, bub.
Yeah.
Nice dress, bub. Oh, dude, I could already freaking see it. Yeah, that'd be the funniest thing.
You think you could fight me with mere claws? I'm a god.
Yeah, you got a hammer, bub. I've seen some silly weapons in my time, but a hammer, that's pretty silly.
This hammer's enchanted by the god Odin.
I don't understand a word you just said,
Yeah.
bub.
Yeah, and that's how
I
it
even have a
goes.
friend that throws playing cards, and I think you're silly.
Yeah.
You're
Gambit.
absurd.
Oh, dude, how sick.
But dude,
Oh,
just slashing him up. Just real quick with the Thor matchup, because
Well-
he could get a lightning all day and be okay. Like
And
he could take
regenerate.
it. Yeah, fast. That's what makes him like we saw Phoenix using her powers to like basically disintegrate everything,
And he
could regenerate fast
Yeah.
enough to stay alive.
do you think Thor has the capability?
So yeah, what do you think would happen with an adamantium claw at Thor?
I think it'd cut him, but
Oh,
Thor's
shit.
tough.
Yeah, he is tough, but we know. So yeah,
And he's
could we
got-
cut him up with adamantium?
I think so. Adamantium's
Oh,
like
then
the
that
strongest
would be a great
Thor.
fight because you could block it, and that
And
hammer.
he has, if he has
is Uru.
Stormbreaker or
Yeah.
Mjolnir, he's doing work.
Yeah,
right?
he could block the claws with that, I'm sure.
Plus use the lightning, plus throw the hammer, have it bounce
Oh, dude,
back,
that'd
throw
be
it
so
again.
fun.
Stop hitting me with a hammer, bub.
Yeah.
I'm getting a little pissed.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Why aren't you falling down?
Yeah.
What is
That would
going
be
on here?
great.
Yeah.
He could take a lot of hits, so I like that. What's another good one?
Another cool one. So we seen Thor versus Hulk.
Oh, dude.
That was great.
That was such a good
Because
one.
again, durability.
Yeah.
So what about? I like Gambit. The idea because you were mentioning
Gambit's
the guy
cool,
who
yeah.
throws playing cards.
Yeah.
Gambit versus who's like a Jubilee even, but like who's somebody cool who has like that kind of.
Right. It could be somebody really strong.
What about Cyclops versus Gambit?
Yeah, that's a cool one because
They
I
both
think they
have
could.
those kinetic blasts.
Their beams could hit and like it
Yeah.
would be able to block each other.
They'd sort of
Otherwise,
offset
Cyclops
each
just
other.
like destroy everything.
But Gambit just can't do it with just playing cards. He could, take a car and
Yeah, that's cool too.
Oh, Shetty, here comes a VW bug.
Yeah, does he have super strength?
Here comes a VW bug.
Yeah.
Get ready for
He
this
doesn't have
one.
super strength, no.
Yeah,
but
so-
I mean,
But I think he can use
they're
that
fighting
power
and-
to push
yeah,
things.
Put him
like,
against him, and then light the car up.
Yeah.
and then push him and run. And,
That's cool. Yeah.
he could do a lot. So one more cool matchup.
Yeah.
Let's think. Who else do we love? Deadpool. He regenerates.
Jeez, you have to have him with Wolverine. There's no one else.
Deadpool,
right?
and we're gonna see
Yeah,
that.
We
in
will
Deadpool
see it.
3.
That
I'm
was
just
just
so excited for that.
Who would be a good matchup? So this is who we have now. We've got some new Avengers. We've got like Kate Bishop. We have Miss
Kate
Marvel.
Bishop. You're funny, Kate Bishop.
Yelena Belova. Who's
Yeah,
a good one for
she's
her?
funny. Yeah. So
Ooh, her and Kate Bishop were
that
so
was
good.
such a good
What
little
cool,
matchup.
That's a matchup
Her versus,
we
her
got.
versus Hawkeye makes more sense.
Yeah.
Because Yelena wasn't trying to kill her.
Right.
She's like
Oh,
she was
yeah,
even
she's
joking
so
with her.
badass.
It's like, oh, that kick, that was very good.
Yeah, because she's learning.
She's leaps
Yeah.
above her.
Yeah, Yelena's been killing people for a long time.
Oh man, yeah.
Yeah.
Legitimate murdering people.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's a beast.
Yeah.
So Yelena Belova, basically Black Widow.
Yeah.
So if we have this awesome espionage, no, I was gonna say
What about the new Panther? Oh, what's her name? Shuri. Shuri Panther versus
Panther.
Yelena. That'd be cool.
Ooh.
She's got the technology. We know she's got the
she
vibranium.
has the tech, but she doesn't have the experience.
Right, and Yelena's got the experience. I think that'd be a fun fight to see.
Yeah.
And because neither of them are killers now, they're both heroes. So I don't think Panther would just
Yeah.
claw her throat out. I think they
And
would
I don't
go
think
for
Yelena
blows.
would throw a grenade at her face. Or
Yeah,
anything, right?
that's a good one. Okay,
That's
I like
a good
that.
one. Yeah. So we got a bunch of young Avengers coming. So
Yep.
like we got Kamala Khan. Mm-hmm. So picture like a Kamala Khan versus a Kate Bishop,
Yeah, that's a fun one.
right?
Yeah, Kamala Khan, she's super powerful.
She could be. She could be.
She
real
can
powerful.
shield. She can
Yeah.
jump on things. So basically, she can float and fly and using her own powers.
She can embiggen, as they call it.
Oh yeah, she can do the big fist, which she did in the show. Cool.
So in the show, it was different
Yeah.
from the comics because in the comics she's an inhuman, not a mutant,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So what she would do is, like Mr. Fantastic, she'd actually get a giant fist.
Yeah.
In this, she would have that weird purple thing become
Right.
the big fist for her.
Yeah. Which is cool.
Which is a
I don't
different
mind that
route.
change. Yeah.
I mean, it would have been fine to make her an inhuman, but you'd have to explain how did she go through the.
I think they just wanted mutants in this thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
you'd have
she
to
would have had to be
explain,
the-
yeah, how'd she go through the what's it called?
That process
Yeah.
with the crystals.
what
Oh
is
man,
that
I can't
called?
remember.
Pterogenesis.
There you go. Thank you. Because I'm like, dude, we should know that.
Yeah. Right.
Well, they did such a great storyline with Pterogenesis and all the Inhumans when they did the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. episodes around it.
Dude, I wish
was
they
good.
like Kevin Feige had more to do with Agents of Shield. And
yeah,
that
I
cared
thought they
about it
were
a little
going to
more.
keep it in sync.
It could have been so cool if it was
decided to stop.
like legit in sync.
Dude, when they're in London cleaning up after Thor fought
World? Yeah.
that's cool, man. When we see
Malekith.
them, we actually see Fury show up and get the helicarrier that he uses to help in Ultron. Like we
Yeah.
see that in the
Yeah.
show. They
Yeah.
were connecting it, and then just one day they stopped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They didn't even have talk about the snap, like how it affected people, or the blip.
Well, they
bringing
were like
everybody
going through
back.
time on their own at
It
that
was
point. They were
madness.
time traveling and stuff. But I did like that they went back in time to the Agent Carter days and then got that guy from Agent Carter, her partner, and he became part of the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. team.
Who?
The Sharon Carter, no, Agent Carter's partner. That guy.
Oh yeah.
they brought him back from the past, and he became part of their
Russo,
team.
what's his name?
Yeah, something like that.
Luis.
I haven't
some
seen
shit.
it in so long.
I never seen it. I just know.
Oh, it's so good how they
of
did
the
it, dude.
Agent Carter show.
I'm such a fan of that Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Yeah, I was really sad when they let it go. It's really good. All the way to the end, I loved it.
But I think Yelena versus Kate Bishop
Yeah,
was cool.
that was a great one.
I think that her versus Shuri though would be a total banger for sure. A total banger. But
yeah.
so there's something going on a little more topical. So that anyway, that was the freaking
Marvel
minute. But so something's sort of going on in the news right now. Have you heard of this writer's strike?
So I know about it, but I don't know much about it. I haven't like dove into it at all.
Okay.
Yeah.
So just to touch on it.
Oh yeah, because it does kind of have to do with MCU, Marvel, and writing and movies.
Oh, for sure.
Okay,
For sure.
I get it.
So because a lot of MCU projects are going to be affected by it. So I guess this is still part of the.
Oh, that's annoying. If
Yeah.
it affects Marvel movies, because
is.
it's already
It's affecting shows.
taking too long to get these freaking
Oh,
things.
trust me. So they're asking a few things. One of the things they're asking is they want no AI to write their like screenplays and stuff. Because
Okay.
there's probably going to come to a point. They're probably going to come to a point where AI studios are going to start having AI writing screenplays or
but-
filling in blanks.
But don't you have to hire people within the Writers Guild in order to use them, right? Don't you have to have like a partnership there where you're required to hire from the guild?
Yeah, but AI is like a loophole outside of that.
Why would? But they're not part of the guild. The AI wouldn't be a part of the Writers
AI is
Guild.
not a
so-
person though, so you're not
Right.
saying this person isn't part of the Writers Guild. You can't have a computer part of a union.
Right, which would, but wouldn't that
So
be in
that's like a
breach of
loophole.
that specific
No,
thing?
because that's the point. It is there's no guidelines for that.
That's weird.
Another thing. What do you mean?
It seems tricky
No, it's
because I'm sure, because again, if you have to hire within these guilds in Hollywood,
yeah.
then you couldn't, like, you can't hire like just some regular guy that's not part of the guild to write something. So why would it be okay to have a program write a script, right? It just doesn't. If they're not part of the guild, it seems like you're still breaking that rule.
Yeah, I agree.
But yeah, if there's no language around it, it could get
That's
tied
the
up in
problem.
court for
and
years,
and that's
and
why
no one
they
would
want.
ever know.
That's why they want to
Yeah,
bypass the litigation.
Well, I
future
think that's
litigation.
a fair thing to ask. I
Agreed.
guess. Yeah.
Agreed. But studios.
What, do you
are
think a
probably,
studio would say no? Do you
Well,
think say no?
they are. I mean, they haven't said, "Oh yeah, we totally accept." That makes the perfect sense.
Aye.
Because it is like, oh wait, this is sort of a loophole. What if instead of having a writer on set that we like often have,
Yeah.
because there's so many times, and like there'll be a location where it's too small, or there's a prop that this joke doesn't work for, this line doesn't work
Right,
for,
right,
because they
right.
made it a little different, and so they have writers on set, there for those moments, right? So what if instead of having the writers that you're paying on set, now you have an AI just come up with, prop that looks like this. What do you have? Oh, now they write an entire thing.
And I'm sure Hollywood would want to get to a point where they could use artificial intelligence for all kinds of things. So that's just the writers union.
Yeah.
So if they agree to that, then all of the other unions can agree to that, and that can put them in a hairy situation because AI is a useful technology, right? Like for lighting? What about for set design? What about why you'd probably want to use AI for these types of things?
I
for
disagree.
costume.
I think nothing beats a person and their emotion and their
it's cheap.
ability to change things. Well, that's the problem.
Right.
Do you want to go cheap or do you want to go?
But that's the thing.
good?
So if they give into the Writers Guild,
Yeah.
every other guild's going to ask the same thing. And now they're not able to use AI for any of these other aspects of film. I'm not saying
I
it's
don't
the
see-
right way.
I think
but
writing-
that would be a door you'd have to close entirely.
Well,
and
I
I
think-
don't like that.
I think writing is the main thing. I mean, what do you have an AI for lighting? Okay, to an extent, right? You can't
But
have
for
it.
set design,
you
for
can't
graphic design, for coding, for you see the list of names at the end of these movies, visual effects and supervise. Imagine an AI can't step in, and at some point we'll be able to step in and take over all of those jobs. It's extremely
that's
scary.
that's a whole nother story because these
Yeah.
effects guys are getting paid, not enough, and they have these crazy schedules they have to hit.
Yeah.
like.
But how
it's
do you
messed
ask a
up.
company to close the door on a piece of technology entirely? That's hard.
Asking entire studios? Well, they're saying not entirely, just for Writers Guild, at least right now.
Yeah, I don't
one
agree
more-
with the people losing their jobs, but I can see why that would be something they didn't just immediately say, yep.
Well, I don't know. I think it's BS. I think they should be like, yeah, we want humans to write our stuff. And any studio,
though? I mean,
that
how long do these
said
agreements
no,
last?
And for the guild forever.
Oh, yeah,
so
trade.
as long as any studio that would say no, I'd be like, that studio fucking sucks.
Right. Yeah.
Like they're saying no to having humans write the movies and
Yeah.
screenplays.
Well,
for
that's an
shows
easy
and
thing
stuff.
for us to say now.
That's madness.
But 5 years from now,
Still,
we don't know.
Well, humans, just like acting, they're saying, is AI going to take over? But anyway, another thing that Writers Guild is asking for is, so if a show goes into syndication, they get paid on that. They get royalties because as long as the show keeps making money, right? So if it goes into syndication, it's on TBS at night, right? And there's ads playing. So if the show's still making money, why wouldn't the people who wrote the show still make money?
They don't?
Do. No,
Oh,
they
okay,
do.
they do. Okay.
But here's the issue: is now with streaming, there is no syndication, so there is no getting to that point.
Oh,
where,
that's awful.
Yeah, so
They're not paying these guys for the streaming?
Nope.
Oh, that's not okay.
As a matter of fact, Black Widow, who we were just talking a little bit about, Scarlett Johansson sued Marvel because they released Black Widow half on streaming.
I heard something about that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you got to stop with the chewing there.
I have
just swallow it.
No, it's a cough drop. I
or,
need
or
to-
like move the
but
mic
I am
away.
moving it. Yeah.
Or give me a thumbs up
That's
to
what
mute
I've been
you
doing.
or something. So one thing they've been doing, I muted you. So one thing they've been doing is they've been saying, I'm sorry, the Black Widow thing, she's suing because they put the movie half on like streaming. She's like, where's all my money for the streaming? Where's all my money for that? That's BS. I got paid for the theatrical release, but half of the release is on streaming.
Was there even a theatrical release? I don't think so, right? It was during COVID. They only did.
I think they did a
digital.
partial theatrical release, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, but still, nobody was going to go.
Yeah, exactly.
Nobody went to
That's
the movies
problem.
at that time.
That's the problem. And so she's like, wait, what the hell? So she sued, and I think she did win, though.
Yeah, that
But,
makes sense. That's such a jerk move.
Yeah.
But as a fan, I'm glad we got the movie at home. I was so happy when that came out. We hadn't gotten anything
We should have got
good
it
in a long time.
at least 5 years earlier.
Well, yeah, that's true too. They did a weird.
I don't want to see a
release
movie
date.
about a character that already died, as far as I'm
So
concerned.
weird. Yeah. Why would you guys?
They just kept
do
pushing
that?
it back, and then COVID didn't help, of course. But
I remember Robert Downey Jr. Advocating for her to get her own film since
way-
like Iron
since
Man
Iron Man
3.
2, yeah.
It was a while.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but chat's going off. No,
Yeah, I know. It's crazy.
Anyway.
And you guys better calm
yeah,
down.
relax.
Yeah, all these suggestions. Only one at a time,
I know,
please.
jeez. Just you can't even read a word.
I know.
So
Well, maybe the stream's off.
no, it's on.
I'm kidding. I'm giving them excuses.
They don't deserve excuses.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, to business.
To business, man.
All
Let's
right.
talk about the topic today.
Let's talk about warriors, baby.
Oh,
Let's
yeah.
talk about fighting and me.
Mm-hmm. That's
All right.
not bad.
Yeah. Made it work.
Yeah, so we're
Let's
going to
talk
do
about-
some ancient warriors and we're going to do some modern warriors.
Whatever that may entail.
Whatever that may entail. Because
Modern warriors.
we could have done it a little differently and the way we did it, so we'll see.
Yeah. So, Jared, modern warriors. I'm sorry.
Yes.
Ancient warriors.
Ancient warriors.
So, we're talking the greatest combatants in the history of the world.
Yeah.
Of the world.
Oh, yeah, in the history of the world. So
So, yeah.
I went through and I tried to find some standouts, and I found two. One, extremely well known. Another, not so well known, but that's a shame. Yeah. So when I started looking into these guys, I was loving every minute of this.
Really?
Yeah. But this first one, the lesser known, we're gonna be going to the 1500s Japan for a man named. Yeah, perfect. For a man named Miyamoto Musashi. Have you heard this name before?
No, but it's a cool freaking
It's the
name.
coolest name, right? This guy, he's an ancient swordsman of the 1500s. He would fight with two samurai swords.
You summarize.
Yeah, and he is considered the greatest swordsman who ever lived. And by the time I'm done talking about him, you will agree. That's him right there. And then the picture above that is his actual gravesite that you can visit in Japan today, right there. And they always depict him holding these two swords.
What? He has his own, like, statue in
Dude,
Japan?
he's so famous. He is like
What's his name?
Miyamoto Musashi.
Oh.
So let me tell you a little bit about this guy.
This is the lesser known guy?
Yeah, lesser known.
Oh, why does the name sound so familiar?
Well, it should, man. More people should know who this guy is because he's just the coolest dude ever. And so I'll tell you why.
Tell me why.
So this guy, so his father was an extremely talented warrior and swordsman. At 7 years old, his dad throws him out of the house, and because of an argument they get into. But he had already learned a little bit from his dad, watched his dad. He was a warrior. But with nowhere to go, he goes to his uncle's house, and his uncle is the opposite. He is a Buddhist priest. He had been a warrior, but now he lives a life of peace and meditation.
Yeah.
So what's cool with this guy is right from the start, he's growing up learning both the way of the sword and the way of meditation and peace. And his uncle was a warrior, and because he was so drawn to being a swordsman, his uncle does train him, but he also teaches him how to meditate and how to walk like a peaceful way.
Okay.
The way is actually what they call it of
That's
the
the
sword.
samurai?
They call it the way.
Okay. That's
Just
the
like in that-
samurai's this fighting style? or-
That's his Musashi specific fighting style, and we'll get into it. But
okay.
he calls it the way, and he wrote a
This
book.
is the
We'll get
way.
into it.
That's so Mandalorian. I love it.
It is.
All right.
That's where they had to have gotten it from for sure. And when I finish talking about this guy, I think you'll agree. So his whole thing, he wants to be a warrior. At 13 years old, he sees a flyer posted in town by one of these master swordsmen. They're looking for opponents, and he writes his name on the flyer. 13 years old. He gets to the fight, and this guy couldn't be more disappointed. Some little 13-year-old kid just walked up. His uncle that he's living with comes up and is trying to apologize to this warrior. Please, I'm so sorry. He doesn't know what he's doing. Can we call this off? And the warrior says, no, that's it. He put his name on here. We're going to fight. Before he can even finish his conversation, Musashi runs up, hits him between the eyes, knocks him back, and then beats him to death on the ground.
What?
Kills a man at 13 years old. Yeah. And
this
not
is
in
at
an honorable
13
way,
years
right? Yeah,
old.
just run straight at him because it was a mismatched fight. But he said, just ran in, knocks him down. As soon as the guy loses his footing, it's over. He literally beats him to death right then
He
and there.
murders him. He kills him there at 13.
That's how it was back then. These fights were usually to the death. So there's his first kill. Now he wants to hone his skills as a warrior.
Yeah.
His family actually owes their allegiance to a warring clan. They're at war with another clan, so they have to go to war, his family, to protect this province and this clan of his.
Okay, how big is this clan? Do we know? Is it
It's
13 people? Is it 13?
No, it's a massive. It's like a big campaign. It's a major war. Thousands of
hundred.
people on each side.
Oh,
No.
thousands
This
on
is
each
you're talking
side.
about the actual the province, the clans of the province that ran
Okay.
this area.
Okay.
He kills some men in this.
So it's a legit like war.
It's a war. Yeah,
Warring-
two sides running at each other and stabbing each other to death.
Okay.
With arrows and the whole thing.
So these clans are like they're like whole like towns.
It would be exactly something like
Okay.
that. Yeah, why not?
Okay.
It's two opposing armies meeting in the battlefield. So
same
he,
country though, same
right? Yeah, it's all
okay.
Japan.
Yeah, yeah.
But they're separated into different provinces with
So
different
like two
shoguns
entire
and lords.
provinces. Okay, two
Yeah.
entire provinces going at
Yeah.
it. Okay.
Yeah, so
With
they fight each other. His side loses, but he lives, and he kills a bunch of people, and he gets really good at fighting, but he's not that good. So he
Okay.
decides, I'm going to learn, I'm going to train every day, and I'm going to meditate every day, and he disappears for a few years. When he was in this war, he's in his teens. No one hears or sees him again until he's in his 20s, but when he comes back, he is a
back a
master.
beast.
Yeah, he comes back badass.
Yeah.
So now he wants to kind of prove himself. He wants to start gaining reputation as a great swordsman, as a master swordsman. So he goes and he finds this. There's this school which was the best in the province. I have the name here because I really want to be accurate with this one. In case you guys at home want to look into some of this. Okay, so the Yakiosha clan. So he finds the Yakiosha clan, and they're supposed to be the best school for learning the way of the sword. He goes in there and says, "I want to fight your best guy." So the leader, the teacher, the sensei of the clan says,
the
"Okay,
Yakiosha
let's do
clan.
it." And before this guy even knows what happened, he kills him.
So he comes back after years
of training.
comes back
And meditating.
so we know he knows he was training, meditating.
Yeah.
he comes back and he's like, "Yo, I want to fight the biggest, baddest
Yeah.
right now."
Yep.
And he fights him.
And it's dishonorable not to accept these kinds of challenges, right? They couldn't just be like, "Come on, I'm too tired today." If some guy says, "I want to challenge
It's
you
like
to
a duel,
sword,
yeah.
for
Slap
duel,"
him
you
with the
got to
glove.
do it. So this guy, he's the leader of this clan, and he says, "Fine, I'll fight you." And he thinks it's an easy kill. Nope. Musashi kills him
Before he
immediately.
even knows what's going on. He's
Right.
dead.
And so his brother's pissed because he's like, wait a second. Like, I don't even, he might not even have been ready for a fight.
The clan leader's brothers.
Yeah.
Like, what
he
the
goes, okay, no, you're
fudge?
fighting me next. And we're going to
Oh,
fight.
like right after.
Yeah. He goes, we're going
Oh,
to fight in front of this
shiz.
Buddhist temple. So they plan to meet for a duel.
That's dichotomous, having the Buddhist temple. As
Yeah,
a
right. I
fighting
think that's
ground.
cool, though.
That's super cool.
Imagine two
No,
swords
I
are meeting
see
in
it
a
in my
temple.
head. Yeah,
Sick.
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
why I mean, this guy's so good. Just every story about him is cool.
And I see the snowflakes falling on their swords.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. So they get there, and Musashi shows up late, which is such a disrespectful thing to do with these types of things. Right? Shows up late.
Yeah.
The guy's like ready to put him down, and Musashi immediately kills him. Easy peasy, right? So now they're like, wait a second, we're supposed to be the best swordsmen in this area, and this guy
this
just
guy
killed
just
our
killed
top
two
two
of our
guys.
best. Yeah.
So the third brother of these guys says,
They have like 200 brothers.
right? He's like, no. I'm going to fight you next. And we're going to meet here at this time, and we're going to do this. So this time, Musashi.
He should have done it the same day, right after you fought those two.
Well,
guys.
I don't
So
think
you're probably
that's
tired. Huh?
Yeah, but I don't know if they would.
know.
They would probably consider that dishonorable. These guys were trying to show that they're
I get
above
it.
him.
Honorable, yeah.
But guess what they do? They actually do something very dishonorable, which is funny. Musashi decides he's going to show up early this time because he always shows up late. And he hides. He wants to see what their plan is. And they roll in with 60 guys.
Aw,
They're there to
that's not
assassinate
cool.
him. Yeah, this isn't a duel. And he sees this.
60 guys.
But check out what he does. Instead of running and just taking off, he emerges from the shadows, runs right out, kills the guy that challenged him immediately in front of all of his guys. So then the other 60 surround him, and he pulls his second sword. And now he's fighting off 60 guys
freaking
at the
dudes.
same time with two swords. Every single guy that confronts him directly, he kills. And he basically lays waste to this entire clan, this entire school. And he escapes with his life. But after that, he realized using two swords actually works
He
really
likes
well.
it.
They weren't doing that. No one did that. The samurai sword was that two-hand grip. Of
course.
And that's how they would fight. They kept a second short sword
What-
as a backup.
What is that from? Where you have to put two hands on it for it to work? Oh, was that Arthur? What was that?
No. It was from the Wolverine movie with the samurai sword in
But
order
no,
for it
there's
to
like-
light
there's
up.
like- for it to light up.
Yeah, for it to
that's
burn.
what
That
I'm
was the adamantium sword.
That's right. Yep.
Yeah.
Well, back to Wolverine. Huh.
Yeah, so I got a little clip here. The two-sword fighting style is called Nitanichi, and he invented it. Like I said,
No, this is actually of Iron Man, Jared.
that's not my clip.
I'm just kidding.
Oh, okay.
It was what we just watched.
Yeah, I was like, wait, I don't get it. This one is 312. So this is, obviously we don't have video of Musashi, but this is a depiction of a samurai leader using the two-sword method when he fights. And
God,
it's
this
from a
movie's
great,
so good. The
great
Last Samurai is
film.
my favorite movie.
The Last Samurai. So watch him do work. I love it.
He's the best.
Two swords out. Yeah, and this actor is just so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it. And we don't want to go too far because of
copyright.
monetization and all that
But,
stuff. But how cool, the two samurai sword thing. And Musashi Road.
This movie's so good.
I know, I love that movie. And remember, we discussed. I had that theory that you could watch it as a lost Star Wars film.
Yes.
And it has a lot of. You could turn them into Jedi and make the Imperial Army the Empire, and it's very cool Star Wars story. Honestly.
Yes. And I said the Terminator was the prequel to the Matrix.
Yeah, that's cool theory. So this
Go look it up on
Nitanichi.
our Crash Time.
Yeah, I don't remember which one, but it's in a Crash Talk.
It's the one.
It has a samurai
it
holding
says
a
AI,
lightsaber.
Yeah, it says AI something, and it literally has
Yeah.
a samurai holding a lightsaber. There.
Very cool.
Can't miss it.
So
Can't
now,
miss it.
so now he's developed this two-handed, this two-sword fighting style,
Yeah.
and now he goes around.
That reminds me of someone in history that I really like.
Me too.
Chase Mack, my boy, what's up, son?
There he is. So now that he can do this, he starts training with two long swords, not a long sword and a short sword. He wants to be left and
Hand me
right
my long
with
sword,
long
ho.
swords, right? And
What's
he
that
gets
from?
real good at it. It's from Romeo and Juliet. And I remember reading that in class, and the kid that was reading
Everybody
it said
laughed.
it like that.
Yeah.
He goes, "Hand me my long sword, ho."
Oh, that's
Yeah,
great.
so the whole class erupts, but that's really what it says, but it's not in that context.
No, it's not like ho, like you ho.
Right, but he said it that way.
Ho, hand me
It
my
was
long
good.
sword, ho. Yeah.
Exactly. Like
That's
immediately.
so funny, yeah. Hand me my longsword, ho.
Yeah, it
that's
was
so great.
Yeah, perfect.
Because everyone in school read it like that. Everyone,
Yeah, you would, of course. How could you
Everybody
not?
snickered, yeah.
I think it's like a 6th grade
100
book.
it
Something
is.
like that.
So
you're-
it's perfect
yeah,
timing for everybody
11.
to.
So yeah. So cool. So this guy, he decides now that he's getting really good at this 2-sword method that he's invented and he's killing everybody. He just wasted this entire clan. He starts going and challenging all of the best fighters. Doesn't matter if they're swordsmen or not. Warrior monks, jujitsu masters, sword masters, lance master. He just wants to learn every weapon and fight the best of the best. And he wins every time, kills everybody. Then there's this guy called the Demon of the Western Provinces. And it's said that in every battle he's been in, he's never even been touched. Never nicked, never bleeding, nothing. He's never been touched.
Nothing.
So Musashi has to fight this guy, right? Come
An
on.
arrow from like 30 yards away.
Yeah, like like they did to what's his name? Oh man, went through the Achilles.
Oh, Achilles.
Yeah.
You were going to say, what's his name? Through the Achilles tendon. Who's
Right.
that
What's
guy?
his name again?
Yeah.
Achilles tendon. Agamemnon.
Achilles?
Agamemnon. So so
Agamemnon.
he goes and he's like, I'm gonna fight the demon of the Western Provinces. Now he kills
The
this guy.
Demon of the Western Provinces.
Yeah, you
What
kill
a
him.
fucking name.
You're a
dude.
legend, right? You're already
So
building a name
if
for
you
yourself.
are him, you're a legend.
That's the thing.
If you're the guy who kills him,
then you're a living.
you're a god.
Yeah, you're the man. So he shows up and he shows up late. And this guy, the demon of the Western Provinces,
Thankfully,
he
there wasn't 60 guys there waiting for him.
No,
like
well,
last time.
this is the
'Cause
guy.
remember the one time he showed up early?
Yeah,
and there's
and there
fucking
was
60 guys waiting for him.
He's smart,
so he
right?
knows when to show up.
He's
apparently.
he's a strategist, a tactician. He was in several wars up to this point, so he knows battle,
That'd be all
and he knows strategy, and it becomes like the
And he knows
center
battle
of his life is strategy. And I'll talk about more about that in a minute.
And his name was Machiavelli.
Well, no, but yeah. So we're gonna get into it. He wrote a book too, that's very similar. So
It's called The War of Art.
you're gonna hear it what
it
it
the
is
Art
in
of
a
War?
second.
Yeah, I was trying to-
So yeah. So anyway, so the demon of the Western Provinces gets
Trying to
so
make a
insulted
joke.
when the lance when he shows up late. So he takes his lance and throws it in the ocean. And this signifies this is now a fight to the death. That's how you basically. You throw that in the ocean. Now you know no one's leaving here till someone's dead. Sometimes you
Wait,
can
what?
best a man and they can give in.
Yeah.
But not in this case.
Wait, what does throwing the lance in the ocean have to do with anything?
That's a signal in a duel back then that this is now a fight to the death. So if you throw your lance into the ocean before a battle, that means one of us has to die for someone to win.
That's
it.
just a symbol.
It's a challenge. Yeah,
symbolic
it's
thing.
symbolic that this is a fight to the death.
Okay.
It's not
there's,
who
there's
best
no practical
sue.
reason to throw your lance into the ocean.
It's symbolic. So Musashi sees this and he goes, well, that's good you did that because you're never going to need that again. And he actually says that to him. So now the demon of the West.
English?
Yeah, in English. So now the demon of the Western Provinces, he's all
McKenna,
heated.
what's up?
He wants to do this fight, and Musashi, with his 2-sword method that nobody really is good at fighting against now because no one else has done it, he blocks an overhead strike and crushes the demon's skull in one hit. People that were at the battle said
What is he using?
his 2 swords.
He crushes it with his
Crushes
sword?
his head. Yeah, while blocking a hit above, he crushes his skull from the side.
Slices.
No, crushes. The side, broad side of the blade crushed his skull. in.
Intentional or
Yeah.
had it
And that's
sideways?
what makes it so impressive is he could have cut him, but he didn't. Instead, he
Yeah.
smashed his skull in, and he did it in a way they said that if you blinked, you wouldn't have seen it. So the fact that he had the strength to not only block an overhead
You
strike
wouldn't
with
have
one
seen
hand,
him slicing?
right, because it was so fast. Not only did he have the strength to block this and smash a guy's skull in one-handed on each side,
Yeah.
but the speed was so incredible that you would miss it if you blinked.
Okay. Which
So-
is probably a little hyperbolic.
Who
but
knows?
that's
But
pretty-
the
it's pretty
guy
insane.
was a legend. And so now he is the man. He kills the demon. He goes, now he spends the rest of his life going to these shoguns and these lords and telling his tales and just living there for a while. They give
Yeah.
him free shit. Everybody loves him.
To be the man,
Right.
you got to beat the man.
He did. And he opens his own dojo. In his late 50s, he starts to realize he's dying, right? And so he decides he wants to leave a legacy behind more than just his tales. He wants to write down his strategy. And he writes a book called The Book of the 5 Rings.
Okay.
Very reminiscent of the 10 rings, right, that we know from Marvel. But this is the Book of the 5 Rings. It's earth, water, wind, fire, and void.
And Void.
Void is like mindset.
Did he have a Hattori Hanzo sword?
Probably back then, and that guy, that's a real person too. Hattori Hanzo, he's a real person from history. Might be actually around the same time, which is interesting.
That's fun.
Yeah. But anyway, so he writes this book of the 5 rings. I read it. It's all strategy. It's about his actual fighting style.
Yeah, I read
ways
the
to
prequel,
best people.
The
Go ahead.
Hobbit.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. But yeah, it's a really good read if you're into like strategy and mindset. And he talks about meditation and battle strategy and basically how to live your life.
If you like the art of war, you'll like this.
Very much so. It was his version of that. So yeah, very
Before
interesting.
or
guy.
after, do we know?
This would be way before. Yeah, this would be.
When
yeah.
was the
this
Art
is
of War written?
1500s. I don't know, but I know it wasn't in the 1500s or prior. But yeah, check it out. Look it up. Sure. But again, he wouldn't have had access to a lot of this other literature, I'm sure. I don't know what the relationship with Japan was.
1521.
Yeah. Okay. So there you go. So a few years before. But where is it from? Because Japan was really isolated from the rest of the world during this
No, this
time.
is the Art of War was written in 1521.
Right,
Yeah.
but I'm saying from where? What country?
Oh, Japan, of course.
It is?
Yeah.
So then this is not, well, it's not really the Art of War, but it's his version of this, right? So that maybe this was an inspiration to him. And maybe he read it.
That's what I was thinking. That's why I wanted to look it up.
I thought it was Chinese. Yeah, it is Chinese.
Oh, it is Chinese.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
That makes more sense.
Sun Tzu.
Yeah, they were exactly. Yeah, so they were very isolated to the Japanese. But who's to say he didn't read it? And if he did, maybe there was something there. But it is a lot of battle strategy and mindset. It's a very good read. It's not that long. It's worth it if you like this kind of stuff.
Sure.
But that is Miyamoto Musashi, the greatest swordsman who ever lived. I have one more video here. It's
Jessica
a little-
Brittany, what's up?
Hey there.
Love
no
that
worries.
story.
Hattori Hanzo. Yeah, that's right.
What did she said?
There's a brand, Hattori Hanzo, that makes shears for hairstylists because they're so sharp. and,
Oh, is that
you
what
know,
she
Japanese
said?
steel. Yeah, that's what she says.
My hair cutting shears are Hattori Hanzo.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Just giving it
Yeah,
context.
if I did anything.
Thanks, Jess.
If I made anything that was a blade, like or included a blade, I'd name it Hattori Hanzo.
Yeah, dude. From Kill Bill, your shirt,
Yeah,
which is awesome.
That's why I mentioned it. Yeah.
Yeah, genius.
Hanzo Hattori was a character in what game?
Yeah, I can't remember. Lu Bu and all those guys. I can't remember.
Oh,
the
was
name
it that
of
game with
yeah,
Lu Bu?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
100%. He had the scythe on the chain, and I played as him all the time.
Dynasty Warriors.
That's it. Yeah, he's in Dynasty Warriors. That's such a good 2-player game.
Dude, remember we would spend hours.
It was so good.
So much fun.
Once you
And
build your character,
the
it's
big,
fun.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god. And we had a few cool characters. Dude, the most fearful words I've ever heard were, "Oh, here comes Lu Bu."
Yeah. It's Lu Bu.
We didn't realize he was undefeatable.
He's invincible.
Remember?
Yeah, he
we had
sucks.
to we had to avoid him and finish the mission. That's the only way to win.
Yeah.
But
we
didn't
would fight him for hours.
Didn't we end up beating him?
We got him. No, you can't beat him, but we got him to 0 health.
Yeah,
He was just,
that's when we realized.
and you're
That's
like, oh.
right. That's when we
But it
realized.
took hours. we did it
hours.
for hours.
Remember, we had to run around, get
Yeah,
health,
exactly.
kill all the dudes, come back, run away. Yeah, go one at a time.
Why would you put that in a game?
TPRM, interesting story.
Yeah, it's a cool
TPRM.
story. Thank you, Jez. I'm glad you liked it. I thought he was interesting. When he pulls that second sword and fights 60 guys at once, that's just the coolest thing to me. I'm
Yeah,
picturing that.
That's dope.
So that's him. Great
Combatant.
historic warrior for sure.
Great, yes.
Cool. And I have one more video if you want to play this one. So it's called the Tanaka versus Musashi. This is from a recent film.
freaking love
and this actor that's in the timestamp's 120. And it gets real brutal, so I'm going to stop you partway through because I don't think we can get too brutal online, on YouTube at least.
Even though this is a YouTube video.
But this shows him using, and his name is Musashi, Miyamoto Musashi.
the
That's
same
who he's
actor.
playing, same actor, and he uses.
I wish
his
I could remember
two-sword
his name.
method.
Oh, he's playing
He's playing Musashi.
Musashi.
Yeah, he's actually playing.
with the
him.
2 swords.
And he's like, let's do this now.
That's
He took it from him. He took his second sword out while he was on the ground. It's so great.
2 swords.
All right,
is
stop
like
here. It gets
unfair.
way brutal right now. Stop. Okay.
Yeah, it cuts his arm probably.
Right. Yeah, and it gets nutty. And then it's
Yeah,
harikari
look at his face.
and
He looks
beheadings.
He looks like he's about to do some.
Oh,
some
yeah.
heavy shit.
Yeah, so it gets brutal.
He looks like he's
but
about to
that's
go brutal.
Musashi in this movie. He is actually depicting that guy through history. So cool. So that's my first one. Cool. I really liked learning about him. He was my fave.
Dope.
Next one. My next ancient warrior is someone that a lot of people know.
Let's do that.
Sure. My next warrior is someone that a lot of people have heard of. His name
is Sun Tzu?
Spartacus,
Spartacus.
the slave who
The
became
one,
a
the
gladiator, who became a leader.
I am Spartacus. I am
legend.
Spartacus.
Yeah.
I am Spartacus. I am Spartacus.
Most people that, even if you don't know the full story of Spartacus, you've heard the name and you know that at least, the I am Spartacus. He is a very famous character through history, and the more I learned about him, it's obvious.
How did they talk in the show? All I remember is like, Pluto mean the eye.
Right, all the time.
But what?
That's all it
that's all
was,
they said.
yeah.
But they also said like the gods willing, may the
Yeah.
gods will. Like how did they?
By
talk?
the hand of Zeus. Yeah, it was like,
it was
by
like
the hand of Zeus, please. You're trying to, overcharge me for this.
Yeah.
Please remove something from something.
Yeah, C
and-
from A.
Yeah, stuff like that.
That was it.
Yeah. Attempt to remove
C from A.
it
Yeah,
was
yeah,
always
yeah.
that,
And there was another one like when like cat got your tongue, but they would say like
Oh yeah,
yeah.
It's something like that.
silence.
Oh man, I can't remember.
It
but
was
it's
so
a lot
good.
of
That show
stuff.
was the best.
So yes, if you haven't seen the show Spartacus,
Oh my
it's-
God.
If you liked
So-
Vikings wished it was Spartacus. Like
Yeah,
it's so,
Spartacus came out before Vikings.
Yeah, exactly.
Vikings. I mean,
if you
later.
like 300,
Oh my God.
Spartacus is
So
300.
It did come out right after 300, so
way
it looked
grander.
just like it. It was
Yeah.
so cool.
Yeah.
So the first actor that played Spartacus, Andy
Oh,
Whitfield,
man, he was
died of cancer.
great. I know.
Yeah. So they so instead of just recasting him, they did a prequel for the second season,
which was actually ended up working out.
which was so
'Cause
cool. We got Gannicus, dude.
He was a real
the
guy.
dopest character.
Yeah, he was a real guy.
And that's where Spartacus got the two sword idea, because that's where what's his name got the two sword idea
Yeah.
and told Spartacus to start doing it.
Yep. Badiatus.
Yeah.
Yep.
Batiatus.
So we're gonna learn about these guys.
But and then they hired Liam McIntyre later on to do to play Spartacus.
well, that's why I chose him.
finish off the story.
When I was learning about the Musashi with the two sword method, it made me think of Spartacus and the two swords.
And I haven't seen Liam McIntyre in anything except he was in the CW as one of the villains in one
I could see that.
one of the Flash episodes.
Yeah.
He controlled weather. Or
They
something.
they always just hire extremely attractive people.
Well, no, they hired a bunch of people from Spartacus. Manu Bennett, remember, played Deathstroke.
Crixus, yes.
Crixus
He's
played
so
Manu, yeah.
good as Deathstroke.
Yep,
he
he
should.
played
Wasn't he
Deathstroke.
actually Deathstroke in that after credit scene too?
No, that
Who
was
played him?
That was the guy married to Sofia Vergara.
Yeah,
Joe
he's
Manton,
so
Joe
good.
Manganiello.
Yeah, the werewolf guy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
from
True Blood.
True Blood.
Loved him. Loved him.
What was his name as the werewolf? Started with an H.
Oh yeah, Hasid.
Nope.
Yeah,
No, it's not Hasid.
It is Hasid.
I promise you $1 million. It's not Hasid. I'll think of it though.
you can look it up.
Yeah, I'm gonna look it up.
But Elseed.
Alcide.
Okay.
Alcide.
Yeah, you said H.
Alcide Herveau.
Yeah, okay.
Because it's Alcide
Yeah,
Herveau.
I added the H for you. That's great.
Alcide.
Yeah.
I thought you said Halcime or something.
No, Hasid.
Alcide Herveau.
Yeah.
Yes. Spartacus.
That's great. Hey,
that what
yeah,
she said?
McKenna, welcome back.
McKenna.
So yeah, man, Spartacus. Dude, I'm gonna watch that show again now that I've been
Oh, I
diving
know,
into this
right?
guy.
I bet. I want to watch it again. It's so
Yeah.
good.
Oh, dude.
But
the,
anyway,
the final season, the war, the one where they actually go to war with.
Yeah.
That's the best one.
what's it called?
War of the Damned?
Yeah.
that's my favorite season.
Well, yeah, aptly named.
But you can't really go there until you get all the backstory and you
You
love
need
all
every
these characters
season.
and
You
you need
need
every
every
season.
season.
But it's my favorite because it is the
Spartacus
the
Blood and
crescendo.
Sand was the first one. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Gods of the Arena.
And I
Just
got
the
some
best
videos.
show.
I got some good videos from that show too. We're gonna look at 'em.
McKenna, have you seen Spartacus, or are you just saying Spartacus? Spartacus, you don't know. 'Cause-
knows?
But have you seen the show? Because you probably would like it. It's a dope show.
It really is. Okay. So I'm going to dive into Spartacus. So Spartacus was from a country called Thrace. He's a Thracian.
Thracian.
Born in 103 BC. So there's not a lot of
What number are we
information.
going to?
We're not playing it yet, but it'll be 140 is the timestamp.
Cool.
So Thracian born. Rome was at a time where they were expanding, and about 20% of their population was slaves. They would go in somewhere, enslave everybody, use them for house slaves, use them for gladiators, use them as warriors, and it was pretty disgusting and awful. They were huge into this, into slavery at the time. But that's how they were growing
Yeah,
their
those
army.
Romans were into some weird stuff. I'll tell you what.
Right, and there were already a couple servile wars, they call them, where the slaves had fought back against the masters and had to be taken down by the armies or local, mercenaries that they would hire. So this Spartacus was known for leading the third of the Servile Wars. There were only 3. He was the last. He was captured, and he had to be trained as a gladiator in this school who was overseen by a guy named Batiatus. He was an extremely cruel... Batiatus, yeah, he was extremely cruel.
But if you say it with the accent, it's Batiatus, but it's Batiatus.
Batiatus, yeah. Batiatus.
Batiatus.
This is the house of Batiatus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And John Hannah was so good.
Dude, freaking A. Who would have thought? And then what's her name? Xena Warrior was his
Princess.
wife. She was just an awful person. Yeah, great actor in that.
Oh, she was the worst.
Everyone in that was the worst. That's why
Except
it's okay
Spartacus.
when they
That's why Spartacus
when they fight
shined
back.
as a good guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he becomes a slave. They make him train in the ways of a gladiator. He fights a bunch of key fights and becomes really famous in the ring. And the first video is him as a slave gladiator.
Jai Courtney was actually in that show. He was his friend, the curly-haired blonde.
Who's the? I don't know the
Captain
name.
Boomerang.
Okay.
He was
yeah.
John Connor and
Oh, that's right. He was one of the gladiators.
yeah,
that's right.
He was
yeah.
like his boy. He was like the homie.
Right, but he gets
Do you guys like
killed.
The Big Bang Theory? I actually haven't really watched it.
Me either. I didn't have cable.
My ex loved Young Sheldon. We watched some episodes of that. It seemed like your everyday, comedy, like sitcom. But
I didn't have cable during all that time, so I never got into it. I just I was just streaming stuff, so I never watched it.
yeah,
Do you love it, McKenna?
yeah, I've heard good things though. But I don't know. It just seems like
It was huge. It was like the biggest show on
I know.
television, other than 2.5 Men.
It just seems like the jokes weren't actual jokes. Like a joke is what? A setup and a punchline, right? And,
right.
I feel like the joke always in that show, from what I saw, it was the joke would be like, Sheldon's going to take his driving test. And the joke isn't a build and a setup. The joke is, you failed your driving test. Actually, if you divide the mass by the joke is he's smart, or they're all smart. That's always the joke.
Oh, they're all smart. I thought
They're
it was
all
just
like
one
geniuses.
smart
No.
guy.
So he's like, so actually, if you divide the velocity by the ratio of the mass and blah, 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 then that you can slide through snow. So I actually got that question correct.
Oh,
So,
okay.
it's like the joke is
I
he's
gotcha,
smart.
yeah.
There's no like build set up,
But it was a big mainstream show.
It was huge.
Yeah.
And I heard a lot of people told me they liked
Everybody
it. A lot of
told me to watch
that
it.
I
I don't think I
trust.
knew
A lot of
anybody
people
that didn't watch it.
Yeah, a lot of people whose opinions
Which is funny.
I rely on.
Yeah, so maybe I will check it out. But let's
Anyway.
play this first clip starting at
Bartiatis.
140. This is Spartacus.
Oh,
as
she
a
was the
slave.
worst
Yep,
bee in the
they're
world.
all the way. And him too, Glaber.
Glaba. Yeah. There's Andy
He's using
Whitfield.
wooden swords, training swords, and this guy's using
Fighting a guy with steel.
And they do
Yeah.
it on purpose because they want him to kill him. They think it'd be funny. Look at that, it just works him over. Got him.
Just
Yeah,
like,
you could stop
ow.
it there. But so
Yeah,
yeah,
Glaba. He
another
was the
guy
worst.
who was adept with 2 swords and made it work. He started with a sword and shield and a big heavy in history. He started with that big heavy helmet, and he would use like the spear and the shield and the
At
sword.
least he's not the guy with the long lance spear
right.
with
Those
the
guys,
net.
yeah, the net
Like
and
the
the
worst.
what was it,
Could
like
you ima-
pitchfork?
Yeah, could you imagine you're like, all right, I'm ready for battle.
Yeah.
All right, here's your net and here's your
Good luck.
pitchfork.
But he's got
he
2
has 2 swords. Yeah, this guy has a giant mace.
Well, here's the helmet.
With a this guy's a giant mace with a fucking shield.
Yeah.
And I have a net.
Yeah, but if you grab them around the leg, they might fall. That's
Yeah.
the thing. You could trip somebody with it.
And then if you have very precise accuracy, you might be able to stab him with the little pitchfork. This
but not
big.
if they're using their shield.
Yeah.
You're just kind of in trouble there.
Yeah, and make sure you stay away from their swords, the maces,
yeah.
the lions.
Oh, and if they get closer than like 3 feet, you're done. You can't fight back.
Yeah, you have to really lean
Yeah.
back and try and. Yeah, the worst.
You could try and use it as a ladder and run.
Yeah,
but that's
it's long enough. Yeah,
Yeah.
you throw your spear up and then throw the thing over it
Yeah.
to climb out. That'd be the best.
So yeah, okay. So where did I leave off? So yeah, we watched that. So yeah, he leads a group of about what was supposed to be 300 gladiators was supposed to escape, but he gets someone turns on him, and instead of all 300 of them running out, it's only 60 of them, but they still go for it. They escape. They kill a bunch of people on their way out. They steal Roman weapons. They steal Roman armor.
They take down the house of
They take a bunch
Batiatus.
of slaves with them, and now they're wreaking havoc all over Capua.
Rome, yeah.
They're taking just Capua
yeah,
for
that's
now
right.
because they have to be. There's not a lot of them. They're hiding all the time. They don't have a lot of supplies. They don't have food. But Spartacus was very specific when it came to their spoils. Everything was always divided equally.
Yeah.
Not just for the fighters, but for all of the servants that he freed, all of the slaves that came with him. So they start tearing.
And that's why people trusted and followed him to like the ends of the earth.
Oh, right. Yeah. So right now he's just kind of their de facto leader because he got them out. He gets 2 generals to help him, and one is named Crixus, and the other is Animaeus. And these
Both
2 guys are
bad
gladiators. They are.
motherfuckers.
So these 3 gladiators start training the slaves that they have in the art of the gladiator, trying to turn them into warriors so that they can escape. The goal is to get out of Italy. They want to survive. They're done living in chains. So they start amassing a lot of supplies, and a lot of slaves start hearing about this guy Spartacus. Spartacus is freeing people. Spartacus can get you safety, can protect you. So slaves start turning on their masters and
He even became
flocking
sort of
to
like
him.
a folklore.
Everyone knew his name because
everyone knew him,
all
yeah.
of Rome was scared of him. When they started seeing that this guy wasn't able to be taken down, he was on everybody's lips.
Parents would tell their slave children, maybe one day Spartacus will come and save us.
No, for real. And so they send this praetor after him, this guy Glaber. And he's a real mean, evil
Piece of
guy.
crap,
Big into
Real
slavery.
dirty piece of crud.
Wasn't a great guy. So Spartacus takes his people to Mount Vesuvius, and they're at the top of Vesuvius when Glaber gets them and catches up to them.
Yeah.
And there's only one way in and one way out of this mountain. So they think they have him dead to rights. Without any supplies, they're eventually going to have to just run in half-cocked and fight this Roman army, or they're going to starve to death.
And if you've seen the show, Half Cocked is very, I feel
right. Constant.
Jesus, all they did was show
Non-stop, yeah.
boobs and penises.
Right? So instead of just, succumbing to this fate, Spartacus and his guys, they're smart. And Spartacus was a brilliant tactician. People think that he may have came from a highborn family where he was actually a tactician and fought in wars, but we don't know much of his
We don't know
history.
anything about him because
Right.
he went by Spartacus. We don't know his
Right.
real name or his
So
beginnings.
they tied against a bunch of vines together and create ropes and ladders, and they crawl down the mountain behind Glaber's force and attack him in a surprise attack from behind, and they wipe him out and they break free. So what was supposed to be the end of Spartacus and his rebellion became the beginning of it. At some point, he had some 70,000 slaves in his army that were all training to fight. Is this for me? Okay, so
get a sec, yeah.
yeah. So here you go. You can do it.
Oh, cool beans,
Yeah,
man.
so he's got about 70,000 soldiers. At some point, though, he still wants to escape, and so do half the slaves in this force. And Crixus, he wants revenge.
And
he
him and Crixus
treated
did not get along to begin with.
Yeah, they were brothers, but yeah, they had their disagreements, especially early on in their relationship. But Crixus is his main general, his most trusted advisor, and he says, "I'm not leaving."
An amazing combatant.
Oh, he was a major gladiator like Spartacus.
Yep.
Crazy guy. But he says, "I'm not leaving. I want revenge." And so he wants to keep looting the land and killing Romans. Spartacus doesn't. He wants to try and escape Italy. So they part ways. Crixus takes about 30,000 soldiers with him, and Spartacus takes about 40 with him, and they split. But now they're starting to get good at warfare. They're spending a couple years now fighting Roman soldiers on the regular. So his army, they're getting better at fighting. They're getting, they're starting to know what they can do. And I have a video here where the tables have turned a little bit in this one. 115. So this is Spartacus after he's escaped, where now he's got his army around him and the people that trust him and look to him for safety, and he wants to show them a good time. So let's show the Romans what they were doing to us. He sets up a game of his own against Roman soldiers they captured. Gladiator fights, and those are his people. Yeah, but still him fighting. But those are his people in the audience now, not Romans.
Different actor, but yeah, that's the guy who plays
He's so
Spartacus.
good in this, though, man.
Liam McIntyre.
And we get some cool hand-to-hand combat in this.
Dude, that's
around
Gannicus, my
331.
boy!
Yep. Gannicus kills it in this movie. Go to 331. This is Spartacus doing some hand-to-hand work.
Some CQC.
It's really cool.
What, he hit him in the throat?
Yeah.
That's dirty. Yeah, very 300-esque, as you
yeah.
can see.
He's trying to show his people a good time because it's been a stressful couple years.
Yeah. Just fighting and running.
And these people took everything from him, his wife, his child, his home, his friends. Anyone he ever got close to after being a slave was taken and hurt in some way. And so, yeah, it's fun to watch him get revenge
goes
on
to
these
town.
guys. No, a little too much. So cool. So once they split around 72 BC, it's been about 3 years into this war. A guy named Marcus Crassus, he wants to get Spartacus because now Rome is scared. The Senate is scared.
Yeah, and he's just a rich guy. Are you going to get into it? Maybe.
Super rich guy, but he wants more power. He's already got the money.
But he wasn't like a war general or anything.
He was a general. He wanted, so what he wanted more, what he wanted more than anything was to be the savior of Rome. So they give, in an act of desperation, Rome does something they've never done before, and they turn over the entire army to General Crassus. They say, you can do whatever you want with this army, just kill this guy.
No small army.
No. And why would they do this? Just for about 70,000 slaves? Well, they were heading towards the slaves, Spartacus's force. They were trying to take hold of Sicily. And that was the main in and out of all imports and exports for Rome. This is how they got their supplies. If they took Sicily, that was a big issue for Rome.
Yeah, that's how they got
the fucking goods. All the goods came through there.
Yeah.
So Crassus takes his guys. There's a couple great fights between them. There's one where Spartacus is completely cut off with the ocean behind him, and Crassus builds a trench that they can't get over, and they're pretty much done for. But then a big snowstorm hits. They're able to fill the trench and focus all of their army into one side of the Roman line and break through and get free. And Crassus is just getting crazy and more obsessed with killing Spartacus. He has to do it. Unfortunately, Crixus and his group get overtaken and they die. Spartacus was far enough north. Well, this is just history.
Thousands of years ago.
Spartacus does get far enough north to escape, and nobody knows why he made this decision. But instead of just escaping, he turns around to face Rome, and they think it's because of Crixus that they killed his guy. That was his brother,
that was his boy.
And he wanted more revenge.
And it's crazy because at the beginning of the series, they hate each other. So
that's
it's so
true.
cool
Yeah,
to see that they become homies and everything. And to see Gannicus come in after the first
Gannicus is
season,
the best. Yeah, watch the show if you haven't watched it.
Watch the show.
It's like the greatest.
And it's like historically accurate too.
It's so historically accurate. Dude, the more I read about this, it's all accurate. It's all there.
It's all everything we saw. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So cool.
Every battle's right. The way they beat everybody, who dies, who lives, it's very accurate. So I love that stuff. But eventually, they end up meeting Crassus in the field. Spartacus gets off his horse and he kills his horse. And he turns to his people and he says, either I'm going to have a lot of new horses or I'm not going to need one anymore. That was him saying, we're not leaving, we're not running, we're not going to escape this time. This is to the death. We're either going to beat Crassus or we're not. And he said, don't fear death. Let's kill these guys. Let's kill the enemy. So they go in about an evenly matched force, 50,000 versus 50,000. The gladiators have been training, fighting Romans, real-time battle experience for 3 years. They knew their stuff. The Romans were warriors that were well-trained and well-funded. And it's a very even campaign until Spartacus gets his eye on Crassus and thinks he can take him out himself. He runs right at him, and his bodyguards start wounding him, and he tries to get through. He just wants Crassus so bad, but he gets wounded too many times, and finally Crassus's bodyguard ends him. He's surrounded, but he dies a free man. He dies a warrior and a leader, and we all learn. We all know Spartacus's name, and history is written by the victor, but we don't know Marcus Crassus. You might learn about him, but you forget him. But you remember Spartacus. So even though the history is written by the victor, history has a way of revealing the true villains and the true heroes of history. And he's a true hero, this guy. He was anti-slavery. That was his whole thing.
Yep. And he, like you said, saved so many slaves.
Oh, yeah.
Just
people that had no chance.
Inspired so many people. Yeah. We still talk about him to this freaking day.
It's still inspired. He still inspires rebellions.
We don't even know his name.
Yeah, all over the world.
Know his fucking name. Yeah. It's amazing. It's
Yeah.
a beautiful, crazy,
So
cool freaking
yeah,
story.
so guys, if you get anything out of that, definitely watch the show. It's freaking amazing, and what a great character.
Because it's just a great story with a great character,
Real
and-
guy.
Yep, and this
Real
is
hero.
a real dude.
Yeah,
you can
superhero, man.
actually, Yep. Oh my god.
Yeah.
So you can actually, appreciate this story and this person and how freaking cool.
Oh hell yeah, yeah, please.
sick. So
So what do we got in the chat? We got McKenna here. Oh no, sorry, this is TBRM. Eric Bloodaxe. Ooh, who's that?
I don't know. Sounds dope.
Yeah, that's a cool name. Is that Spartacus's real name?
There's no way. No, we don't know Spartacus.
I know, but then what is that? What is?
What is that? Yeah.
But I also Musashi. Guys, read the 5 Rings. Like I said, it's not long and it's so good. And there's so many little life lessons in there that take people a lifetime to learn. I would read it just for those. There's so many little nuggets. Something he said that I thought was so interesting. He said, 1 man can beat 10 men. 100 men can beat 1,000. 1,000 can beat 10,000. So 1 man can beat 10,000 with strategy. And that's what he truly believes. And he doesn't mean in the physical sense, but one man could take down 10,000 men the right way, strategically.
Strategy is everything.
Genius guy.
That's why I love Cap. He's the ultimate tactician.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Yeah.
So cool. So those are my historic warriors of note. I loved these two. I loved learning more about them too.
I love it. Let's
Yeah,
get a round of applause. Gang.
Hey, ancient warriors.
Love it. Love it. So now is a fun time. A lot of people's favorite time of the day. Guys, you know what it is. Jared, do you know what it is?
I already know what it is. I can guess.
Okay.
But can the audience guess?
Yeah, we're doing
The news.
the news.
We're connecting to our man on the ground now. That's man on the ground. That's a cool graphic, though.
It's super cool.
Yeah.
It's super cool.
Do we have our man on the ground or no? What was I speaking to, Sam?
Hey, there he is. Man on the ground. Mr. Les, are you there, sir?
Hey, how you guys doing?
There
Doing
he is.
so great.
Welcome to the show. sir.
Welcome to the show. So good to have you,
back.
sir.
Welcome
Thank you.
back.
Good show. Great stories. I'm really just on the edge of my seat enjoying
I'm
this.
so glad.
Awesome. And it's
Yeah.
just beginning.
And we missed you last week, man. I hope, but we know you were on a vacation, so
You
that's
were-
amazing.
Yeah,
I was in heaven in the south of France drinking wine and eating
come
bread and
Oh,
cheese.
I thought the CIA commissioned
Amazing.
you to. Oh, you told me not to mention
can't,
that. Yeah, we can't go
we
there.
can't get into that.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Bonjour, gentlemen. Bonjour.
Bonjour,
It was just fantastic. And,
So,
sorry to be
Les.
back. But
Yeah.
So, Les, we're talking rider strikes. We're talking combatants. We're talking people who are some of the greatest warriors of all time. We're talking people who don't get along. We're talking people going head to head.
Yeah.
What do you got for us, my friend?
Well, you mentioned writer strikes, and I thought we'd do a little bit on.
Oh, yes.
Let's go.
So interesting. I know you guys are a little familiar with this. I appreciate any of your feedback on this. But
Yeah.
So the background here, the Writers Guild of America been on strike since their basic agreement between WGA and the Alliance of Motion Pictures and Television Producers.
Yes.
We should probably call them the Alliance, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Expired
they're
Yeah.
real alive. I love it.
on May 1st, 2023.
The MPA
So-
motion pictures. So,
It's AMPTP.
yeah, no, the MPAA is the one who does the ratings, like rated R, rated NC.
Oh,
That's
that's
right.
right, yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. Anyway, go on. Sorry.
And I know when I took my directing courses, AMPAS was the Motion Picture
Yeah. Oh,
that's
Association.
cool.
It does the
Yeah.
Academy Awards. Academy of Motion Pictures Arts and Sciences, just so you know, that was an item on one of our tests.
Oh, when you went to
But
UCLA.
Very cool.
Hey, listen, France, UCLA.
Yeah, look at this guy. Cultured, eh?
That's why he does
That's
the
why
news.
you're the news.
man.
Yeah. All right.
But
Go on.
just a little background. So the WGA was founded in 1933.
Writers Guild.
It includes almost all film and TV writers and some podcast and digital media writers.
Oh, I didn't know.
By the way, this is an unscripted show, so we don't have any issues with this. We're
Nice.
good.
Yeah, right.
This is all.
Yeah.
The AMPTP represents over 350 production companies, including Warner Brothers, Universal, Paramount, Netflix,
Oh,
Disney, Amazon, Sony,
The big
and
uns.
others.
Yeah.
big industry. So since the strike, the industry has been steadily grinding to a halt as productions are delayed due to the lack of writers and, of course, a lot of picketing and interrupting shootings.
Yep.
I hate this stuff. I hate when this happens.
I know.
We lose so
I know,
much good
and
stuff.
it's true. And you might remember in 2020, it happened before, right? And I think it was when Netflix got its biggest, number of subscribers because the streaming media had all these shows in the can, and they could keep delivering, and everybody signed up because nobody wanted to keep watching the darn reruns on broadcast TV.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
So the shows affected initially, of course, are daytime and late night talk shows, right? New episodes gone. And let's talk a little bit about what they're disputing. So there's a lot of things in the contract they're looking for, but some of the key ones, writers want to get paid for viewership based on ad-supported streaming services. Based on viewership or supported and ad-supported streaming services.
That makes sense. That's fair. Yeah,
of course.
So they write it, it goes on a streaming service, they don't get paid for it. It doesn't make sense, right?
BS. I didn't realize that. That is
That's
dirty.
what I was mentioning. Yeah.
I don't like it. That's BS.
It is.
No wonder
so
that's
they did. So in their new contract negotiation, they did include asking for to at least to have a number produced that showed how many people were viewing, and they could base a payment structure on the numbers. And AMPTP rejected it.
That's such bullshit.
So,
wow.
Because
and then another one of the key disputes is over AI. And you might recall when I was there a couple of weeks ago, I was talking about AI and soldiers here, and that's another area of concern for them. So the writers they want
quick,
AI.
Just real quick, I wanted to mention. So the problem is because shows could go like that was always the deal, right? Is once a show went into syndication, everybody would still get royalties off it, right? And so, that was when streaming came in. It was like, wait, what are we doing? There was no rule set in place, so they sort of used it as like a loophole, which is really bullshit. Like,
it's wrong.
It's wrong. But it's because if you create something and it's still making money, then why aren't you getting paid off it? Right?
Yeah, there's no excuse.
There's no excuse. There's no reason. And it's just
and there's samples. I mean, they're looking for things for some payment for under 20 million viewers, 20 to 30, 30 to 50, 50 to 75, 75 million and above viewers.
Exactly.
And
you got to figure out those numbers and
you got to display them. And basically, the production company said no.
That's another big problem. Is these streaming services won't even give out their numbers. They won't even tell people how many people are streaming per show and stuff.
Yeah.
So we don't even know what's what. Yeah.
So that is kind of if I were the production company in the studio, I would say, well, we don't even know who's watching what.
Well, they do. They just won't release the numbers.
No, the streaming services
and
do
really,
release
a lot
the
of
numbers.
these things. I get it for the ones. I mean, you know how many subscribers you have, and the other part, the ones that do ads, you know how many freaking ads you're selling. There is.
Exactly.
There you go. This is their business. So.
Yeah.
So that's nonsense. But the other thing, back on the AI, so the writers are just saying they want the AI regulated. And the things they want, they don't want AI to rewrite material or to be used as source material. And they definitely don't want their work to be used to train AI.
Yeah, I can see
which is how AI is trained.
Right?
Yeah.
And AMPTP flat rejected the proposal.
Such bullshit.
They did make one counter offer. They said they would hold annual meetings to discuss advancements in technology.
Get the hell out of here. Oh, God.
How do they control that?
No wiggle room.
The source material is going to get on the internet. There's no way to control that if you're a studio.
You don't use it.
And when we talked about this a few weeks ago, for me, the idea of AI learning my skill, say, and then my style, and then replicating it is. But interesting, and I thought this was funny. The guy, one of the Doctor Strange writers, was a C. Robert Cargill, had kind of a different take on this. He said his immediate fear isn't that AI would replace writers, but that the work done by artificially generated content would be terrible, and they would have to hire writers
to fix
it in a lower wage to rewrite the trash.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, because. And to like we were saying before, so all AI is based off humans. It's all based off stuff that it picks up that people have written in the past.
Right. Yeah.
Like when I typed in for a previous episode, I wanted to write an intro for us.
Yeah.
It didn't just come up with stuff on its own. No, it took previous YouTube videos and etc.
yeah.
And it's like, okay, this is what a lot of videos do. This is how they usually start. So that's what they do. So if you make that stipulation, hey, you can't use any of our previous stuff, you're basically saying you can't use AI in general. And I agree with that.
You can't
shouldn't be able to
prevent
use
it
AI.
from learning from the internet.
No, so you don't use it.
Yeah.
You don't use AI.
Yeah, again, I mean, I think longer term it's replacing the jobs, but shorter term, I think he's right because it's still kind of young and it's going to be terrible. And they said they would have done better just paying us the full wage in the first place than paying us less wages to come in and fix the crash that the AI comes up with.
Yeah, but that's today. We don't know how good this is going to get. It's already pretty good.
I know.
I know.
Yeah. Well, I think actors would be next, frankly. You start generating
That's what people have been saying for a while.
and-
Yeah, that actors are going to be obsolete.
There's already like podcasts and stuff out there that aren't real. Two people that have never actually met talking and doing interviews together. It's crazy.
Isn't it unbelievable?
Yeah. It is wild.
Weirdo
It's unbelievable.
stuff, dude.
So a little number stuff here. So the current WGA proposals would gain writers approximately $429 million a year
Yay.
in additional
That's
revenue,
a lot
which
of
would be
money.
good.
Holy crap. They're
It is a
keeping
lot of
that.
money,
Good
right? I
numbers.
was thinking of that. And the offer by AMPTP right now is about $86 million.
Whoa, man. This is like
So it's a big, it's a big difference of $350 million. But if you want to put it in perspective, collectively for the PTP in 2022,
TPTNS.
8 of the CEOs' salaries at the large production studios were paid over $770 million.
Wow.
Joke,
A year.
man. Wow.
Selfish.
Yeah, it's
Nothing
so
else.
dirty.
Yep. I want to make this much, but all these guys can't make this much.
Off their own work.
Yeah.
This
And
is
I'm making this much
sounding
because
really
of their work.
disgusting.
Yeah, that's madness,
That's
dude.
gross.
That's madness.
It is, man. So because I'm on the writer's side, I can't help it. But,
Yeah.
you know, yeah. And again, when it sounds like a lot of money, when you think about what the industry is producing, and if you look at, I mean, there is a list of those demands and the response.
Yeah.
And they're just asking for fair percentages based on viewership, based on subscriptions, based on foreign subscriptions. It's not really asking for too much based on the amount of money that's available there. So
yeah.
Kat said, wow,
so
selfish.
we'll see where this ends up. Yeah, for sure.
Agreed.
Anyway, as always, I
You
thought
got
I
a
might
joke?
end with a few jokes.
Let's go.
Okay, so the first, and these are writer-related jokes. So the first one is, why doesn't a writer look out the window in the morning?
No idea.
What isn't a writer?
Because what would he do in the afternoon?
Oh, that's great. That's great.
That's so good.
Okay, now this was a little long. I'm going to take an extra minute, but it's just a little thing about writing. And let's talk about how stupid the English language is.
Okay.
Okay,
Down.
a few examples. So there is neither pine nor apple in pineapple.
True. Yeah.
Quicksand takes you down slowly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Boxing rings are square.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. The
So
square-
how about this? People recite at a play, yet they play at a recital.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah. Yeah.
People park on driveways and they drive on parkways.
Yeah, that's a good one, too.
Yeah.
How can the weather be hot as hell on one day and cold as hell on another?
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah. Right.
Just a couple more.
Yeah.
A house can burn up as it burns down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You fill in a form by filling it out.
Yeah, that's true.
Weird.
Okay.
Yeah.
When the
Yeah.
stars are out, they're visible. When the lights are out, they're invisible.
Yeah. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. What a
Such
trip.
silly-
And when I wind my watch, it starts. But when I wind up this story, it ends.
Yeah.
I like
That's
it.
good, man.
I like that.
Those are good.
That's wait. You had writing related jokes.
Yeah, that's genius. Well done.
That's
And
great.
that from beautiful downtown Burbank, that is the end.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Beautiful from beautiful Burbank. Always appreciated, sir.
Yep.
You have a lovely, lovely rest of your rest of your evening, and
Yes.
yeah, stay tuned.
And I'll
Keep
be listening to the
watching.
rest of the podcast. Thank you guys so much.
Cool.
Beautiful.
Thanks for joining us again,
Thank
as
you,
always,
sir.
man.
Have a good one.
Great
All
to
right,
have
take
you.
care.
Take care.
Yes.
Yeah. Let go, man on the ground. Thank you, sir.
Man on the ground, man on the ground, man on the ground.
Yeah.
We are now receiving word that the writers' strike is become violent.
Uh-oh.
They are now using AK-47s.
One has a net and a pitchfork.
It seems he is doing nothing. It seems he's attempting to climb the net. Yep, he's trying to escape using the net.
Well done.
Because there was no other reason to do anything with a net and a pitchfork.
Thank you, Kat. Thank you, McKenna. Yeah,
So-
good segment. Good news.
Yeah, it was always great.
Yeah.
So they have like just this giant thing of all these cool different weapons, and they're like, oh, Crixus, here you go. Here's a spear. Oh, Spartacus, here's 2 swords. Oh, Jerry, here's the net and the pitchfork.
That's all we got left, bud. But,
Wait, what, guys? I thought we was friends. No,
no, remember, there's a helmet. Why does everybody forget the helmet? There's a helmet.
Because the helmet has a fucking door on it, dude.
Yeah, it's a big gate. I can't see anything.
Yeah, I can't see
I'm wearing a
shit.
fishbowl.
Yeah, it's miserable. Why do you guys hate me?
Yeah.
McKenna said, what did she say?
The writer jokes about them waking up in the afternoon was good.
Yeah,
That's
that was
that's
good.
so good. Yeah.
Well,
Looking out the window
Looking
in
out
the
the window. What are they
afternoon,
going to do instead? Yeah, because all they do is look out the window.
Genius.
It reminds me of Limitless. Just stay in the room. Just stay in the room. And he's there. He's playing the ball. Just playing with the ball. Just trying to pass time.
Yeah, he's
And
right.
then he ends up, going out, closing the door, going to get a beer. And that's when he finds, out of all the useless relationships, what's more useless than the ex-brother-in-law? And he ends up giving him the NZT.
NZT, yeah.
So dope. So I
Killer
guess
movie.
that's the end of the show.
What?
Oh, wait.
Yeah, no.
Oh,
sir.
wait. There's Moss.
There is.
Could we be talking about modern-day combatants?
Yes, Modern Warriors.
So, Jared,
Don't forget, like and subscribe.
could we be talking about liking and subscribing? Guys, last episode, you didn't hit that like button. So the people that were watching versus the people who hit the like button, the numbers didn't match up, guys. I see the numbies, and the numbies weren't adding. Okay?
Don't forget, I need to be reminded all the time.
Yeah.
Even when I watch
Oh,
videos.
100%.
Yeah.
The math wasn't mathing, guys. So just make sure right now you hit that like button. Make it easy on yourself. Make it easy on
It's
us.
such an epic
I know.
music. It's so funny.
Hit that like button. God
Oh my
damn it.
goodness. Oh my goodness. I better do it.
Yeah. I better hit that goddamn like button.
So what do we got for modern
So a modern
combatants?
warrior. What's a modern warrior? You're asking.
Explain,
I don't know anybody that's shooting people with or stabbing people with a spear and a net these days.
Yeah, or sword fighting, the demon of the West.
Yeah. So yeah, exactly. So what is a modern combatant? So I'll tell you guys. So I was trying to think of modern combatants. Pardon me. And I'm thinking, who are the greatest fighters in recent generations?
Yeah.
Right. I looked at Navy SEAls,
Right.
Air Force, Pararescue, and Army Rangers.
Oh yeah,
right.
those guys are legit.
The Green Berets, yeah, right.
Modern
The
day
training they
superheroes.
get, in addition to weapon training, is hand to hand, right? Or as Metal Gear Solid called it, CQC,
Yeah,
which I always love
close
the term,
quarters,
close
yeah.
quarters combat. Yep. So what do they teach these modern combatants?
Modern warriors.
Yeah, what do they teach them? So
Yeah.
they teach them jujitsu,
Oh, sick.
kickboxing, right? A little bit
Sick.
of boxing.
Yep.
And I'm like, okay, so if that's what they're teaching these guys, who are the best at those things?
Yeah. Agreed.
So I looked at the greatest MMA fighters.
yeah.
And so what I'm doing is
That's all they're doing every day.
modern
all
warfare.
day.
That's modern warriors. That's all they're doing is training
Yep.
every day to become the greatest hand-to-hand combatants
Hell yeah.
in the world. And so I have a list of the greatest fighters in recent generations.
Nice.
Right?
Nice.
And so what I'm going to do here, because there's so many, and I'm like, oh, this guy, oh, but this guy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick one from every weight class.
Okay. Perfect.
Boom. Right? So starting off the list, we got to go with the big boys. We're starting heavyweights.
Oh, good. Yeah.
Okay? First one, greatest heavyweight of all time,
Oh.
in Cameron's opinion.
Yeah. Wow.
And heavyweight is over 206 pounds.
Damn.
Yep.
That's a big dude.
Big guys.
Especially
big fellas.
because that's all muscle when
Yep.
you're talking these
And you-
fighting stuff.
Oh, absolutely. And you got to be 230 plus. Or
Oh,
right,
shit.
Because 205 is light heavy.
Oh,
so
dude.
you got to be around 200.
They're picking you
230.
up and throwing you across
So
the
these
room.
are beasts. So I picked Stipe Miocic.
Okay. I don't know the name.
No?
I'm
Well,
excited.
he's a stud. So former two-time champion Miocic holds the record for the most consecutive successful defenses of the UFC heavyweight title in a division where the belt is frequently passed around.
Yeah.
He's American. The American won the title by knocking out Brazil's Fabricio Verdum.
Ooh, and Brazilians, they got some
hostile
cool
territory
fighting styles,
in Brazil.
Oh,
Yeah.
good
In
stuff.
2016. Yeah.
Yeah.
So going on to record record stoppage victories over Alistair Overeem and Junior Dos Santos.
Yeah.
None of these names mean much to you.
No, but I'm excited to learn about it.
Okay. Before outpointing Francis Ngannou with a wrestling masterclass. Just
Damn.
slayed. What's the chat saying here?
Jessica Brittany says, this is such a great episode.
Oh,
Thanks,
thank
Jess.
you,
Yeah,
Jess.
this
You
is a
rock.
fun one.
You're a
today.
great episode. So Miocic then dropped the belt to Daniel Cormier.
That's a name I know.
Yep.
Yep.
DC, man. He's a stud.
Yeah.
With a knockout loss later in 2018. But the part-time firefighter, he's the best. He's like the
Cool.
coolest dude in the
Yeah.
world. Yep. The part-time firefighter regained the gold with a stoppage of his compatriot 1 year later. The pair rounded out their trilogy in the summer of 2020 when Miocic beat Cormier to retain the title.
I love these kind of fights, like these anticipated big
my
matchups
God.
between these guys that have been going at it over and over and over. I love it.
Yep. So
That's fun.
skill set.
Yeah.
What does Miocic have? Miocic has knockout power like most heavyweights do, frankly. But he also has great wrestling, which got him a win over Francis Ngannou. And Francis Ngannou is the beast. We'll talk a little bit more about him, but
Yeah.
he's insane. I talked about him last episode.
Yeah, I remember.
On Crash Talk 11.
Yeah.
So great wrestling. That's how he beat Francis. He's also super resilient, has a great chin, and he beat Daniel Cormier twice, the latter causing DC to retire. He retired Daniel Cormier,
Shoot.
who is a Olympic level wrestler.
Yeah.
That's a term to spit out.
Which is hard to
Yeah.
do in that job. Like if
Oh my
you're a
God.
UFC fighter,
Oh my God.
yeah, these guys are tough.
So in his most recent bout in March 2020, Miocic was knocked out by an old foe, Francis Ngannou, to lose the belt for the second time.
Yeah.
Though that result said more about Ngannou's improvements than it did about Stipe Miocic, not being amazing.
Really?
Yeah. That's the problem with fighting a guy like an Ngannou. He has that nuclear option, or he could just at any point shut your lights out.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, he's the guy who hits as hard as a Ford Pinto going as
Yeah, I
fast
remember
as
you
it can.
saying that.
He's
It's nutty.
not even human.
Yeah.
He's insane.
Super.
Although the versatile Stipe is now 40, heavyweights tend to have longer careers than most other weight classes.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
I don't know if it's because they take less damage or I'm not sure, but they tend to have longer careers.
Yeah.
So next we have
Yeah.
one of my favorite fighters of all time at number 2. And this isn't in order of greatness. This is just in order of weight class.
Okay.
We got John Bones Jones at light heavyweight, 205 pounds. Johnny Joni.
Yeah, I
Johnny
know that
Bones,
name too,
one of the
yeah.
greatest, maybe
Didn't
ever.
we watch a video of him last Crash Talk where he like kicked a guy in the face and knocked him out? Or was that the long punch from far away?
Yes.
That's what that was.
No, but that was Kevin Holland. That was the punch on when he was sitting down.
Yeah.
We're gonna
that was
actually watch a video of him.
Oh,
real quick.
good. I want to
So,
see some of this.
27-1 with 1 no contest.
Oh my God, come on.
10 KO TKOs, 7 submissions, and 10 decisions.
Oh, jeez.
Oh,
This guy's a
he's
monster
amazing.
then,
He's
yeah.
amazing. Jones has had numerous problems outside of the octagon. He had a car accident where he hit this pregnant woman.
Yeah.
The worst case scenario.
Ugh.
Yeah. And then he was scared, so he booked it.
No.
Yeah.
That's
stupidest
stupid.
thing in the world.
Yeah. Worst case.
Yep. He's had PED problems. He got caught for PEDs.
We talked about
drug and
that.
alcohol arrests. Yep.
Yeah.
Though, if you're talking the greatest light heavyweight of all time, you have no choice but to include John Jones. Despite all the outside the ring bullshit, despite him having the belt stripped and everything,
As a warrior, he's a warrior.
he's maybe the greatest.
Oh wow.
Maybe the
That's
greatest.
pretty cool.
Yeah. So, for example, John Jones was the youngest champion in UFC history
Oh wow.
at the ripe age of 23 years old.
Holy crap, that's
Yep.
pretty good.
A record yet to be broken.
Yeah, because you're like, dude, when I think of myself at 23,
23,
I was just
nothing.
like this dumb idiot
Nope.
kid.
Yeah, I
You
know.
don't know anything.
Yep.
You think you know everything.
You think you know
'Cause
anything.
now you're in your 20s.
Yeah.
But you know nothing.
Yep. And then in your
man.
30s, you start figuring shit
So
out.
this guy, and you don't even have experience yet. I mean, these guys that he's facing have like a decade of
Life
experience on
experience
him.
and
Yeah.
shit, yeah.
Wow.
But-
That's impressive.
that speaks to his
Yeah.
just fight IQ
How
and
good
just
he
his
is.
in general and how good he is.
Wild.
Youngest, in 23 years old, youngest champion in UFC history, still has not been broken. Nobody younger than 23. I don't see it happening anytime soon.
Yeah,
even.
that's wild.
It's insane. So it was, and he won his title against Mauricio Shogun, which is based on the Japanese.
Yeah, that's cool.
Shogun,
I like
right.
the Shogun.
Mauricio,
reference.
his nickname Shogun Hua, and in 2011, that win took Jones' UFC record to 7-1, with his only loss was due to a disqualification where he fought Matt the Hammer Hamill, and he did a 12-6 elbow, which is illegal.
So bad. Yeah.
But
I could see
we
that.
talked about this earlier. Also, I don't think it should be illegal.
I don't know, man. You
Because
kill
these
somebody with
slicing
that.
up. Well, what's wrong if I do this versus this?
Because coming down, you can concuss, kill somebody.
the only thing
you're
they
gonna
say
open 'em
is
up.
the only thing they say is you have gravity on your side.
A lot of
But if
gra-
you're
and
on
your
top
weight,
of
your
somebody,
body
you're
weight.
basically doing it 12-6. You're just not.
But the
going this
pressure is
way.
going to be way more like this than like this.
I'd argue you can actually get more this way. Like it's a punch almost, right? Instead of
Yeah,
this
I
is
don't know, you
uncomfortable.
can't- It's harder to. I think it's. I don't know. It makes sense to me. It feels like that.
It's a
would
rule
be
that was like
deadly.
put in place that they should have changed. They just never got around to doing it. And they're like, oh, it's in place.
You can't take
we don't wanna
elbows out of the
change
fight.
rules.
So
Well,
yeah.
no. It's just that 12-6. They just
Dan
need to
won
say
him.
it's okay to do a 12-6.
What you think it's okay? You want
Absolute-
it back? Oh my
absolutely, I
god,
think
that
it's
sounds
okay.
dangerous, man.
No, there's plenty of more dangerous stuff. Soccer kicks, I think, even should be allowed.
So I can't. So just like kicking, because I see them kick each other all the time. So, what would that? What's the
a
difference?
downed opponent? Yeah. So
Oh,
if
kicking
you're-
someone when they're down.
Yeah. So if you're
that's
down on all
crazy.
fours or something,
Yeah.
I could kick you in your.
You
fucking
can?
head. You
Oh,
can.
I didn't know. Okay, good.
I think you
Okay.
should be able to.
What?
Because
That's wild.
and a lot of other fighting organizations
Maybe in a
you're allowed
street
to.
fight.
No, you're
though.
allowed to in a lot of
I don't know.
organizations.
That sounds really effed
You-
to
it's-
me.
That's why it's banned.
Yeah.
Because some people think it is effed.
Yeah.
But I don't.
Yeah.
I think soccer kick. I think these are all things you should learn to defend. Just like
Yeah,
knee
but
bars
that's
or
the
arm
thing, you
bars
can't sometimes,
or
like,
guillotines. You
if
need to
you're
learn
down.
to defend this stuff.
Yeah, but if you're down like that and you can't defend yourself, and someone just kicks you while you're down
You
like
absolutely
that, you
can. You
kill
move out
somebody.
of the way. You block. You duck.
Not if you can't. If you're down and you're dazed or you have no strength left and you're trying to get up and someone just soccer kicks you on the floor.
Well, no. Then don't try
That's
and
some
get up.
evil
If you're
shit.
dazed and down, you tap.
But they're
You're
gonna
down, you tap.
your automatic response is to try to get up and stay in the fight.
Yeah.
I see why it's illegal. is
Well,
what I'm saying.
I've seen.
It sounds
people,
crazy.
I've seen people do soccer kicks and
you just like the
not too much
dangerous
avail.
stuff.
I don't.
Oh.
I want fighters safe more than anything. That's paramount to me. But I also think that if you're in a fight and you're going at it and then you do that and wait, I just lost the title because I accidentally threw a kick. I didn't see his left knee was touching the ground. Like that's bullshit in my opinion.
All right. I don't know.
There's a lot of nuance there. You got to understand.
Yeah. I just think it's meant to save lives.
Well, the guy who made these rules,
Yeah.
make these rules,
Yeah.
says a lot of them they're antiquated and they shouldn't. It was just people who didn't understand the sport that were like, oh well, that's crazy. We can't have this. Who didn't understand? Well, we can. People avoid that just like they avoid other shots. Soccer kicks are a little intense, but I understand
Yeah.
the argument for both sides.
I've seen it in a street fight before, and it's one of the most awful things I've ever seen.
Soccer kicks suck, but yeah, it
Yeah.
happens in street fights all the freaking time.
Yeah, that's different though.
Yeah. Is it?
Yeah.
Is it?
It is. And
I think
they're just
if you're an elite combatant, they shouldn't be like, no, you can't do that though. Like, no, give me a break. No biting, no crotch shots, no crotch grabbing. This I understand. This is you're ruining somebody's stuff. They can't have
Okay.
kids and stuff. That I understand.
Okay.
But yeah, soccer kick. They do that in street fights, like you said. Give me a break.
But that's not the street fight.
No,
This is
no fish hooks, none of that. No eye gouging. That
Yeah.
stuff I understand.
that's all in
Soccer
street
kicks,
fights. All that
Soccer
stuff.
kicks. Well,
Yeah.
that's my point right now. is
Yeah.
the street fight stuff that I don't think is okay in the ring.
Right. Okay.
But so the only time he ever lost was a disqualification because he did this instead of
Yeah.
this.
That sucks.
Sucks. Bones only improved with his standing by running through the who's who at 205 at the time. Jones retained his light heavyweight title against Quentin Rampage Jackson, a name you absolutely know.
Yeah, of course.
Lyoto Machida, who is also another karate practitioner.
Didn't Rampage live in Vegas?
Yeah, I used to talk to him all the time. I'd see him at Hard Rock.
How awesome.
I told you a great story once about him. We had an after party at bodying at one of these clubs, and so I had these stacks of flyers, and they were like general admission passes, basically.
Yeah.
And I was handing them out to people, and Quentin comes out. And he's like, "Cam, what you got?" Because we'd see each other all the time. He'd come in every weekend.
That's cool.
He'd be like, Cam, what you got?" And he like literally like grabbed it out of my hands.
Yeah.
And it was a stack of my tickets. And he's like, "What's this?" I'm like, "Oh, it's for the after party." And while I'm like explaining it to him, some guy walks out, and he's like, "Hey, Cameron, he's having an after party. Or Cam's having an after party."
That's what
Dude,
a magnanimous
guy.
guy.
Yep. Oh no, I got the biggest turnout in the freaking
That's
world
the
that
best,
night. Yep.
though. Just the experience.
Dude, he
If
literally-
nobody came, I'd still just be like, damn, cool. What a
I know,
nice
right?
guy.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, dude, I'm there feeling like the business. There with Quentin Rampage Jackson, handing out these flyers to these people, saying, "Hey, come to the after party." Everyone's like,
Cool.
"Yeah, well, yeah, right."
What a good dude.
Yeah. Oh, he's
Yeah.
so cool. And so we each had a color, and we put it on the side.
Yeah.
With a Sharpie.
Yeah.
And mine was black. I had just a black Sharpie. And so at the end, you counted up whose tickets had the most. I resounding
Of course.
amount.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Resounding.
Well, I like
it was
hearing
so
stuff
cool.
like
Dude,
that.
Forrest Griffin was my favorite fighter at the time. I got to hang out with him.
Yeah, he was another guy all the time.
Not hang out with him. I wish, but I got to get his autograph and take a picture with him.
Yeah.
But he would come in a lot. But I wish I got to hang out with him. But I got to meet him a few times. It was cool.
Yeah, I remember Dana White and Chuck Liddell were at a cabana next
Still
to
never
me.
met Dana White. I sat next to Chuck Liddell and
I
Matt
met Dana
Hughes.
White very briefly. Somebody did introduce me to him, and he just said, "Hey, how's it going, man?" And that was
Dope.
really it. Yeah,
Dope.
but I was like, I know.
Was
who
it
you
Food
are.
and Beverage who introduced you? Who was it?
No. It was a fighter. We had a cabana next to them at the Hard Rock pool, and I was helping throw an event there.
Do you remember the
in my
fighter's
early
name?
20s? It was somebody big. But I don't.
Do you remember what they look like
It's been
even?
so long. White guy, brown hair, probably a middle or heavyweight.
Not Forrest Griffin.
Big name. It could have been.
He was there
honestly. When
all
you
the time.
said that, I was
He
like,
was
it
at
might have
Hard
been
Rock
him
all the time.
It was probably him. I
Anyway,
can see that.
he's the man.
Excuse me.
So Lyoto Machida, he beat Rashad Evans. And Rashad Evans and him were thick as thieves. They trained together and everything.
Yeah.
John Jones beat Vitor Belfort, Chael Sonnen, Alexander Gustafsson, which was a great fight. Daniel Cormier, who we mentioned earlier, Glover Teixeira. The latter two actually went on to become champions.
All the biggest names.
Glover and Daniel Cormier went on to become champions.
Do we have a video of any of those?
I do.
Oh, hell
I'm getting there.
yeah.
I'm getting there. So in the time since that run, Jones' problems outside the ring with PEDs, performance-enhancing drugs, has seen him stripped of the light heavyweight title twice.
Yeah.
And the interim.
But we talked about
belt
that,
once.
and it ended up being something that is now legal to take. And that it wasn't like
Such bullshit.
It wasn't like steroids. It was some sort of supplement that with these traces in it.
It was So one of the incidents.
unfair.
Well, yeah, one of the incidents was he took a male enhancer, like an over the counter,
yeah.
like an over the counter Cialis.
That's so weird.
And it had 2 banned substances in it.
Oh, dumb. Well,
I
you
know.
can't take just random shit if you're a fighter that gets
Yeah,
tested all the
but
time.
here another thing he got popped for cocaine.
Oh.
This is the worst story. So never tried cocaine in his life.
Yeah.
He goes and tries it. He's not in the testing pool
Okay.
for the commission, but he's not doesn't have a fight coming up or anything.
Okay.
Does coke for the first time. He's like, "Oh, I hate it. It makes me feel weird."
Yeah.
That morning, ding,
No
knock, knock,
way.
knock, knock, knock.
That's
Commission's
such
at his
bad
door.
luck, dude.
He even told him, he's like, "Shit, dude.
Yeah. He
this
even tried a
sucks.
lot.
Yeah. He's like,
Oh
this is
man, that's
bullshit."
bad luck.
Um,
But it probably taught him a very valuable lesson. Well, maybe not because he kept doing this stuff.
kept doing, but it was always different dumb shit. That was the problem. Alcohol had a lot to do with a lot of it, but anyway.
Darn.
So we're getting to the goods though. So I have so many notes. Let me just sort of wing it here because I don't want to get too bogged down with the notes here.
Okay.
So he where should I go up? So he had a great fight with Anthony Smith with Dominick Reyes, which a lot of people think the Dominick Reyes fight that Dominick Reyes might have won. I don't. I think John Jones absolutely won.
Okay.
But so before multiple fights, he would go out and party and it was like a built-in scapegoat because if he lost, he would tell himself, "Well, it's because I partied." Blah
That's
blah blah.
stupid, though.
So I know,
Yeah,
but he
dumb.
still would go out and win. And that's another thing with the PEDs. Even Daniel Cormier said, "Why would he do it?" He still would go out and win.
Right,
even if
yeah.
he didn't fucking take these PEDs.
Dude.
So, John Jones, 2 years he didn't fight. He came back, and he in that time he was gaining a little weight. So he destroyed the light heavyweight division, 205.
Wow, I bet.
Destroyed.
Yeah.
There's nobody, still to this day, nobody that could touch him. And so he moved up to heavyweight with the big boys.
Cool.
And his first fight was against Cyril Gane, who is, they say, this is a big boy who moves like a middleweight, man.
Yeah.
Moves quick.
That's good.
Yeah, has great
It's
quick
like the Ali
striking.
thing, yeah.
Not telegraphed, yeah. But, yeah, this is how it went. And this is totally going to get demonetized. So I got to be careful about this.
God sitting with hold of him, taking
Oh, it's like some chick talking about it. So let's just watch it because UFC's so tough on this stuff.
Yeah.
So round 1, he just moved up to heavyweight. He's going in. You're like,
Yeah.
is he going to be able to adjust well?
Mm-hmm.
And first thing he does, take this
Nice.
freaking fool down.
Yeah.
Cyril Gane scoots to get his back to the cage so he could work his way up.
Mm-hmm.
John gets a guillotine. It doesn't even look that tight.
Yeah.
Then Cyril has his hand in.
Yep.
His hand gets out. John gets it tied in.
Oh, that's it.
Cinches it.
Oh, done deal.
End of the fight.
Wow.
Yep. First
That's
round.
wild. First round, dude.
Moving up to heavyweight, first round, takes him out like it's nothing.
That guy that he beat
Cemen-
must have been like, wait, what just happened? Oh, man.
Cementing his legacy and giving a great argument for why he might be the greatest of all time.
That's so funny.
And even in the post fight interview, he goes, bah, because he's the GOAT.
Yeah.
So good. But next we have my favorite fighter. Number 3, middleweight, 185. Israel Adesanya, the last Stylebender.
Okay.
The last Stylebender.
That's what he calls himself?
Yeah.
That's funny.
How sick is that?
Yeah.
Because, like the last Airbender and stuff.
course,
So
yeah.
what do airbenders do?
Yeah. They can control air. Aerokinesis
So what does a Stylebender do?
would control styles.
So he has
Yeah.
multiple styles he controls.
That's
like
cool,
so cool.
Yeah, that's
and he's a total
legit.
nerd. He'll do like
That's the way,
stuff
man.
like that all the time.
Yeah.
Like, dude, he's such a nerd, but he's so
I feel
dope.
like that's the best way to do this.
100%.
Yeah, if you're going to do
I
mixed martial
agree.
arts, be a master at the mix of martial arts.
Yep. And he is a
Like
kick-
Bruce Lee.
Oh yeah. And he is a kickboxing savant. He's a kickboxing god.
Which kickboxing is extremely useful.
Oh my god. So he was a kickboxer for many years.
Yeah.
Many years. And then he went on to fight MMA. So he did boxing for a little while,
Yeah.
did kickboxing forever, and then he moved on to MMA. He's like, let me conquer this realm.
Yeah.
He beat Anderson Silva, arguably one of the greatest of all time. I'll
Yeah,
get there
that's
in a moment.
surprising.
Yep.
Wow.
He beat. He had a great fight with Kelvin Gastelum, where he literally said, and you see him, he's up against the fence, and he looks over at Gastelum because it's a war, and it's the first time Izzy's ever been in a war like this. Because
Yeah.
before he would just take fuckers out like it was nothing. And so he's against the cage. He looks at him and he's like, he mouths, "You're not gonna win. I'll die for this." And then comes out.
That's
last
how
round,
you have to be, dude.
yeah, just destroying.
Yeah.
And he said, "I meant that."
That's
He's
some
like, "I
warrior
was gonna die
shit,
for
dude.
it."
That's
Yep.
the kind of shit I love. Like Spartacus killing his whores.
Yep.
Or that guy saying, you're not going to need that staff anyway, man. Like, I love that kind of shit.
So
Yeah.
his arch nemesis,
Yeah.
this guy Alex Poatan Pijeda, Brazilian, huge guy,
Yeah.
but fights at 185. But so Israel Adesanya, also known as Izzy, he is like, he probably walks around like 193. So him cutting weight's nothing. This, which is great for him. This guy, Alex Pajeda, is probably 210, something like that, walking
Yeah.
around weight, if not
That's
more.
huge, yeah.
And then
That's a
so he
big
cuts,
ass
yeah.
dude.
So dehydrates himself and cuts to get 185. And then fight day pumps back up.
That's
and he's just,
crazy. Yeah.
I know.
They allow that? That's
So-
like a 20-pound difference.
So it is. So they do allow it because there's two things. So one is to combat that, they want to do like hydration tests. You have to have a certain amount of hydration in you so they can
Yeah,
combat
makes
that.
sense.
But here's the thing is why people do it and why it makes sense is, say I want to fight at 155, right? But what I do is I dehydrate because if I want to fight at 155,
Yeah.
and I'm like, okay, all the other 155ers are around my weight. So if I'm bigger, right, and I'm muscular,
Yeah.
and I'm 170, then I'm gonna kick the shit out of these 155ers.
Well, yeah.
But I
right.
got to be 155. So what
Right.
do? I got to cut the weight. And so I am 155 for a good
It
couple
seems like a
hours on one day.
loophole for sure.
It is. And then I replenish and
That
I'm back.
sucks.
Now I'm 170, 175,
Yeah.
and now I can fucking do work. Yeah, it's a loophole, but why wouldn't you do that?
Yeah.
Because if you're going to fight at this
I'm
weight
surprised
class.
they allow. I didn't know they allowed that. That's interesting.
Well, some commissions and stuff are starting to do hydration tests.
Yeah.
So you can't do that, dehydrate yourself.
Yeah,
Because, dude, even
it's a
like
big
Conor McGregor, you
difference.
look at him before a fight, he looks emaciated. He looks nearly
Yeah,
dead.
of course.
And then fight day, he's like, oh,
Yeah, that's
doing all that
Come
craziness.
on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Izzy, Alex Pereira is his number one arch nemesis.
Okay.
They've had 4 fights.
Yeah.
2 in kickboxing, and then Alex followed him to the UFC, and now 2 in UFC.
Yeah.
Boxing versus MMA. MMA, just because it's all around.
Yeah, TBRM asks, what's better, boxing or MMA?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Boxing got boring once MMA got mainstream.
Yep. When you
because
can
they're
kick,
just-
when you can wrestle, when you can do throw takedowns.
They're going
in there.
to war in there, and
Yeah.
boxing is just, and especially when you watch guys like this, the shoulder guy,
Yeah.
where it's just blocking,
Floyd Mayweather.
yeah, all day.
Oh, he's the
it's not
greatest
that
defensive
fun.
boxer. But when you got your shorts up to here, so
Yeah.
that you can't hit anywhere but like this.
Yeah, it's
and
not
you have
fun.
gloves that are like 200 pounds.
Yeah.
and, it's silly. But
Yeah.
so MMA for sure. 'Cause
Yeah, I like the mixture of
Look at
the styles.
these gloves, they're just sort of to protect your knuckles.
Yeah,
and that's about
truly.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. But anyway,
Yeah.
he fights this guy Alex Pereira 4 times, twice in kickboxing. First fight, they're going. Excuse me. And what happened in the first fight was when Izzy whooped his ass in Brazil. They go to the cards. They give it to Alex.
Yeah.
It's like, wait, what? He definitely won the fight. Second fight, Izzy's fighting him, boom, 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 boxing him up, gets him, has him on skates, totally dazed.
Okay.
But his kickboxing gave him a standing 9 count. So Alex has time, shake the cobwebs off,
Okay.
recover, comes back, knocks Izzy out. Such bullshit.
Okay.
So then MMA. Alex follows him to MMA. So Izzy's already the champion, whooping ass. Alex is a few fights in and looks pretty good. So he gets a title opportunity against Israel Adesanya. They go, they fight. He's already lost twice to this man. So he's
Right.
like, all right, but he's like, I know I can do it. And so he goes, they fight. First round, Izzy again has him on skates. He's literally like this, and the bell rings. Ding, ding, ding.
Oh, he got lucky.
Saved by the bell.
Yeah.
And so what they did is they had him go to this corner, recover,
Right.
ice, water, everything. End of the 5th round. Powhatan gets him against the fence, starts throwing bombs. The official thinks Izzy's out
it's over.
and stops it.
Yeah.
But Izzy wasn't out. He was literally, you could see him, he was looking down.
So he just
was-
keeps losing.
He was sort of pausing,
Yeah.
just keeps losing.
Yeah.
But then finally, 4th fight, it's Izzy, Pereira, their second bout. Pereira's the champion now.
Yeah.
And they say you get 20% better when you become the champion. But Izzy's whole thing was the hunter now becomes the hunted. And so because he was the hunted becomes the hunter.
Yeah.
Because he was the champion. Everybody wanted a piece of him, but now he's wants the piece. He wants his belt back.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's,
they're going.
Sometimes that's what you need, man.
The same thing is happening. Izzy's
motivation.
up against the fence, and Powhatan's throwing these
Yeah.
bombs, and he has this crazy left hook. So here's what happens.
Oh, good. We have it.
Yeah. Izzy's the black guy on the right.
Oh, yeah. There you go. Oh, there you
He
go.
was playing possum. Didn't let
Oh.
it go too long so that the officials would say anything. Just comes back and just blasts him.
Dude, yeah. Oh, there it is. That's
Yeah.
a good one. Yeah, he's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
oh, wait a second. Yeah.
Yep.
You're not coming back.
So
after
that first, yeah. So
oh,
that,
he's out.
Yep. So that first So that left, that right is what really got him, right?
Yeah, that's a good
And
one.
then he comes with another right behind the ear,
Yeah.
and Poetan's out.
I like that he like hammer fisted him on the ground at
Yeah.
the end. Look at that, right?
He
in the
said,
freaking jaw.
I know he could have done another one, but he stopped himself, which is
Yeah, no need.
Kudos
It's
to him.
over.
Yep. But he said that hammer fist was the greatest feeling of his life.
I bet.
He said that was me
You
stamping,
finally
closing the chapter.
got you.
Yep,
Yeah,
just-
you son of a gun.
Yep.
Gosh, yeah.
So good.
That was a good hit, though.
I know.
That'd be awesome when you see that opening. You're like, I got you. I finally got you. Yeah,
Oh, I know.
That's
And
a
that's
good
what it was.
feeling.
That's what it was for him.
yeah.
But you can't mention Israel Adesanya without mentioning Anderson Silva, who he did fight. A lot of people think Anderson Silva's the GOAT. He's 34-11 and 1 no contest with 23 knockout or KO TKOs
Nice.
at 3 submissions
Yeah,
and 8
it's
decisions.
hardcore.
Izzy, I don't know if I read his record, 24-2.
Mm.
The only 2 losses, one to Alex Pereira.
Yeah.
The other one was when he tried to move up a weight class and fight Jan Blachowicz at 205. He didn't even gain weight. He didn't put on any
He thought he
weight.
could go in there and do the damn thing,
Well,
and it didn't work
yep.
out.
His thought process was, this is how I know how to fight. This is the weight that I know how to move
Yeah,
at.
yeah.
Why am I going to add a bunch of muscle or pounds onto that?
I get it.
I'm going to stay where I'm at. Jan Blachowicz was a good wrestler. Kept
Yeah.
him on the floor.
Oh,
Outscored him, and that was that.
yeah.
So
Shoot.
I know how to make this interesting. I don't know. George Rush St-Pierre.
Videos.
Exactly.
Always
That's
make
what
them
I'm doing.
interesting.
So George Rush St-Pierre,
Yeah.
170 pounds. He is the welterweight champ.
Yeah.
26 wins, 2 losses.
Oh, geez. Yeah.
Yep. 8 KO TKOs, 6 submissions, 12 decisions.
Nice.
So that is a hell of a career,
Yeah.
right?
Crazy.
Insane. So we're going to watch.
That's crazy.
I know.
Because you're fighting every style under the sun, every strategy known to, mixed martial arts. And to keep winning is insane. It's just insane. You should lose just because probabilities. But that's crazy to have a record like that.
Oh,
It
my
just
God,
makes
he's
no
amazing.
sense.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
So let's see here.
Ooh, George St-Pierre. I haven't seen that name in a long time. I
know,
used to love watching these fights back in the day.
Can I
when it was his name, I'd be like, oh, this is going to be good.
Yep. Can I tell you, I used to hate him because he took out all my favorite fighters.
Oh,
He
yeah,
would-
there you go.
He would just beat all my favorite fighters. And it always pissed me off.
That's
so
true.
much.
I remember being annoyed by that too, being like, "Whoa, I thought this other guy was gonna be."
Yeah.
he's
I
he's
love
the
Michael
best.
Bisping. Yeah. And
What-
wait,
what happened?
he would take out all my favorite fighters. But hey, kudos, like good on you. He's a beast. That's the way it is. No, that's not it. So I got the refresh. So here we're gonna look at George St-Pierre. So
Okay.
St-Pierre, similar position to Silva, as much as he has been the consensus GOAT in his division. I picked Israel Adesanya because Izzy's beaten Silva. And
Okay.
so I think the guy who beat you to beat a man, you got to beat the man. And so I can't, in good conscience, say that Silva's the GOAT when Izzy's beaten him, right? And but if you want to say that Silva's the GOAT,
And
then
when he beat him,
Izzy's
was
on
it
his way.
like straight up just he
Yes.
was better?
Yes.
Oh, well, there you go.
Absolutely. It was later in Silva's career, granted, but it was, decisive. It was a hell of a fight. So here we go. We got my boy, George St-Pierre.
Go for a chance to instantly win prizes. Very few people sitting in this.
So let's try to avoid getting copyright strikes.
Yeah.
But Michael Bisping, I've always loved. He actually had only one eye.
Look how
when
big
he
this
was
dude
fighting.
is.
I know.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, because but
No
he
depth
passed commission.
perception.
He passed eye tests and stuff. I don't know how he did it. He memorized it.
Yeah.
But this guy was just one of the most well-rounded fighters ever.
Holy
He,
crap.
it doesn't
though,
matter.
dude.
A lot like John Jones, it didn't matter where the fight went. He was comfortable. If you take and look at the size of him, look at the shape he's
Yeah.
in. It didn't matter if you take him to the ground, he's comfortable. If we're standing up, he's comfortable. If you're grappling, chain wrestling, doesn't matter, he's comfortable. Against the fence in the clinch,
Yeah.
he's always good. He's just a dog. So, and he's a karate practitioner also. He's a guy with a
That's
karate
funny.
base. Look at that wide stance.
Yeah.
That's a good indicator. And he stands tall. He's not leaning down. I mean, he just figured it all out. He's put it all together. So now 41, he
Do we have to pause these? Is this something else
I
that
don't know
gets
how to even
cut down?
Work with these.
Do you know when
There's a few good
he
parts.
knocks him out? Is this a knockout fight?
We'll see. So look at his wrestling though.
Yeah.
Look
Dude,
at
look
that.
how
Just
big he
so
is
tight.
too. It's just
Yep.
so much weight on you.
Just so tight. Keep it holding those
I'd be
legs.
like, oh, this
Got
is
the double leg,
annoying.
won't let go.
Yeah.
And look at him. He's like, stand this up. It's been 2 seconds, bro. Chill.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. But Bisping got up. But again, doesn't matter where it is. On the feet, he'll make it happen. And those calf kicks, he utilized those a lot earlier than a lot of people.
You said, I think it's the threat of the takedown. It's making him hesitate.
He looks like the dude from Warrior.
So if you recognize him from a Marvel movie, he actually plays.
Yeah, he's that the French
the
Special
leaper.
Forces guy.
Yeah. Whatever his name is. So real quick.
He fights Captain America on the boat in Winter Soldier.
And he's in he's in Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Oh, that's right. He comes back. Yeah.
So
what do they call him?
He got.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Beltrack the Leaper.
Yep.
Yeah. Bellatrack. That's it.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
No, it sounds wrong, but it's it. Anyway, it's something just like that.
It's just like that. Yeah.
Baltrack the Leaper. That's what it is.
It's close. It's something like that. Yeah.
Okay. So Matt Hughes, he had a fight with Matt Hughes. Baltrack the Leaper.
That's right. Oh, I thought you were saying Trock. Baltrack.
Yeah, there was something that needed to change. Anyway, crazy upset. So there was a season of The Ultimate Fighter, and it was called like Redemption season or whatever. It was old people that were like have been in the UFC and that were pretty good fighters, whatever. Yeah. And it was like their time to come back and kick some ass. GSP was the welterweight champion of the world at the time, and they're like, Matt Serra won the show. So like, all right, Matt Serra versus GSP. Somehow, Matt Serra. And it is still renowned as the greatest upset in mixed martial arts history. He comes back and just beats GSP handedly.
That's
wins.
crazy.
What do you think of that Irish MMA fighter? Are we talking about Conor McGregor?
Probably.
I think he's amazing. I think he was amazing.
Yeah.
I think he was great. So I think.
Did he beat anybody of note?
Conor?
Yeah.
So Conor is a stud for a few reasons.
Didn't he have some scandal or something? What happened with him? I could swear I remember him in the news for some BS.
For a few things.
Okay.
So no PEDs or any crazy shit like that.
Right.
But he was in the news for this.
Wasn't it like abuse, like beating his wife? Or I don't want to speak out of school.
No. He punched an old dude in the face.
Okay, something like that. I knew it was like violence.
He punched an old dude in the face for not taking a shot of his tequila or of his whiskey.
Well, shit.
So, but the main thing is, and it'll be my next, McGregor, yes, TBRM. It is a problem with the person I have as my next fighter, number 5.
Yeah.
The 155-pound lightweight goat, Khabib, the Eagle Nurmagomedov.
Okay.
So Khabib and Conor are set to fight, right?
Yep.
And so Khabib sees in New York one of Conor's friends, and him and his team totally punk Conor's buddy.
Yeah.
So Conor gets on a plane from Ireland, heads to New York with like 10 of his buddies.
Oh, that's silly.
And goes to where they're at, and it's him and it's Khabib and a bunch of UFC fighters on this bus.
What?
And he goes, and he's like, "Get off the bus!"
He flew
and
down
they film it. It's on
there?
TMZ.
Oh
Yeah,
my
he
God,
flew down there.
so nuts.
And it's on TMZ. He's like, "Get off the bus!" And then he throws a dolly through the freaking bus window,
shit.
injuring Michael Chiesa.
Oh, wow.
So Michael couldn't fight in his fight.
They must have been pissed at this guy.
Oh my God!
Like,
yeah. So
the UFC folks.
everybody was.
Yeah.
Except Khabib. Everybody was except Khabib. Khabib just like that didn't affect him. He's just like, I hate this guy already. Whatever.
Yeah,
so Conor did all this research on him, learned all this crazy shit about him. Or is he not a thing anymore? No, he is a thing. He's coaching the Ultimate Fighter right now.
Oh,
TBRM.
cool. Yeah.
He's coaching against Michael Chandler.
That's a show? Is that the show or
The Ultimate Fighter show? Yeah. So they're each coaches. They each have teams, and then at the end of the season, whoever wins fights, and the coaches fight. I think Michael Chandler's gonna win. I think Conor's lost his edge. He's He's like a crazy multimillionaire. He has
Right.
so much money, it's stupid. He made almost $100 million on the Floyd Mayweather fight alone. He has obscene amounts of money. So he threw a dolly through the window. Khabib is all pissed. Conor learns all this information. So during the press conference, he is saying, "What about what about Sarid?
That's
the
kinda
fucking
weak.
weasel. He's a rat." Like people, we don't even
I
know what the
remember
fuck he's
something
talking
like
about.
that.
And he's
Yeah,
just going off naming like all this personal shit about him.
Yeah.
He's like, "And you kiss his ass, and your president is the blah blah blah, and you went to this dinner one time." Like all this random crazy personal
it
shit.
sounds nuts.
Connor's the best. I don't know.
nutty.
He's the best shit talker ever. He's the one who his shit talking dethroned Jose Aldo, who was renowned as one of the greatest featherweights of all time.
Oh wow.
Just because his shit talking was so good that he freaked.
Oh, so he's known
Jose.
for this stuff.
Oh yeah,
That's
he
fun.
freaked Jose out so bad before the fight
Like
that
Ali,
it was a
basically.
first round knockout. It
Yeah.
was just, and he even would practice. He's like, "I'm gonna step back and do this." He even practiced what he was gonna do to knock him out, and fucking Jose fell for the trap.
No way.
Dude, he was in his head.
Oh, that's
But
silly.
anyway, Khabib. So then fight night comes. Khabib versus Conor. And there's already so much animosity, so much buildup. They hate each other.
Yeah.
And Conor goes. He's trying to do his thing, but Khabib is so good at wrestling.
Oh.
It's stupid.
So he wins.
So he gets him in a choke, and it wasn't under the neck. It wasn't under the
that
neck.
would suck
It was
after
right
all
here
that.
on the chin. So it was like a neck crank more than a blood choke. So instead of that passing out, it's this, and it's the worst fucking
Oh yeah,
pain
that's
ever.
deadly. Yeah.
Oh my god, it sucks.
Whoa.
So he's there and he just and Conor taps, and even Khabib after the fight says, "You talk all this shit about my company
Right.
and stuff. You don't tap. You go to sleep."
Yeah,
But
that's
it wasn't
funny.
a
I
blood
like
choke.
it.
It was this.
Right,
So he would have
yeah,
just
yeah.
been in terrible pain and fight.
Yeah.
But anyway, after the fight, chokes him out, takes his mouth guard out, throws it, jumps the fence, and starts does like a flying kick towards Dylan Dennis, who's Connor's MMA coach.
Ha, that's great.
And they just start
Well, yeah,
squabbing.
because come on, he
And-
talks so much shit. I love
so
that.
much shit.
Yeah.
And then his teammates, Khabib's teammates, and like family and shit, jump the gate and start trying
Oh
to
my
fight
gosh,
Conor.
come
And
on.
Connor's like just got defeated, but he's like boxing
Yeah,
fools,
yeah.
trying to keep fools away
That's
from him.
funny.
Oh, it was great.
What a wild thing.
And then after the fight, he's sitting there, and Dana comes in. He's like, "Yeah, I'm sorry about that." Him jumping the cage. He's like, "What did he say?" He's "That's handbags. That's handbags." Whatever the fuck that.
Whatever
means.
that
Yeah,
means,
he's like,
yeah.
"That's handbags. I lost the fight. That's what matters."
Yeah.
He's the better. He was the better man. He won. I lost the fight. He's like, "This jump the gate. That's handbags." He's like, "Yeah, but it was
you
unacceptable."
stay to the job's done.
Yeah, right.
I love that scene.
The
That's like
snatch,
the greatest
so
scene
good.
ever, dude. Oh my god.
So good.
Yeah.
Um,
You're not going nowhere.
Yeah.
You stay till the job's done. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you don't expect it. You're like this little guy.
And even when he throws the punch, it's like
yeah,
a demon
the sound is
yeah,
cool.
it's like
rolling down.
Yeah.
That music as he's like just passed out. Like, you think
So
he's
sick.
dead. You don't know.
And what's his name's there? Tommy the Tate.
Yeah.
There with his like
Tommy
just
and
pissing himself.
yeah, that's the best. And he can't believe it because they're all yelling at him now. They're all
Yeah.
around him with money, and and he's
Yeah.
like, "Oh shit!
Why would you bring a guy who fights in 2 days and allow him to be in a bare knuckle boxing match with gypsies?"
Yeah, that's the best.
So good. But no, Connor's like, "That's handbags." He's like, "Yeah, but they shouldn't have jumped the fence and fought." He was like, "That's handbags. I lost the fight. That's what matters."
Yeah.
So he took it like a champ, man. And Conor McGregor is in a master class of 4 people. There's 4 people in the history of UFC that are. See, this is what I wanted to do, just like sort of talk MMA, right? Not just be like boom, 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 because that could get boring. Even though I spent so many hours doing a lot of research.
Yeah, I just wish I had more to contribute. The
I
videos
know.
I can actually enjoy
I
with you
know,
at
I
least.
know.
Yeah. So,
But dude, UFC's so strict on showing content that I try to not have to do that.
Yeah,
Anyway,
it's tough.
But so he's in a class of 4 people that have been simultaneous champs, double champs. That means you have 2 belts in 2 different weight classes. Do you want to try and guess any others?
I would never be able to
Okay.
guess something like
Okay.
that. Yeah, unfortunately.
So we have 4 people. We have Daniel Cormier, who only
Which makes sense.
only became a light heavyweight champion because John Jones had to relinquish the belt. If John Jones was fighting Daniel Cormier, never would have got that belt. And then, so Daniel Cormier, he had light heavyweight and heavyweight at the same time. Amanda Nunes, she had bantamweight and flyweight at the same, and featherweight at the same time. Conor McGregor beat Jose Aldo for the featherweight title, and had when moved up to 155 and won the lightweight title.
Crazy.
Could you imagine having two titles?
It's
being
wild.
a champion in 2 divisions at the same time.
No, that's crazy.
And the
man.
fourth is Henry Cejudo, who is an Olympic gold medalist.
Makes sense.
Yep.
If anyone should have it.
Had the bantam 135 and the 125-pound belts at the same time.
That's freaking nuts.
So I'll just show you a little highlight reel of my favorite fighters.
Yeah.
And then, so we're going to skip Khabib and we're going to go into my boy Alexander Volkanovski. Alexander the Great Volkanovski.
That's funny.
What are we doing on time? 2 hours, so we're about done here.
Yeah.
So his record is 25-2-0. But much like Izzy and Israel Adesanya, one of those losses was him trying to move up in weight class to become a champ. And they actually even have the same trainer, Eugene Behrman. They train at the same camp.
Okay.
But so yeah, let's look at
some camp.
I want to show you a specific fight. Oh, I never got to the knockout. But anyway, Alexander.
Oh, so he did knock him out. Interesting. Yeah, I love seeing those knockouts. They're fun when you just see how they caught him.
Dude, look at this.
Because these guys are the best of the best. So when you catch somebody, it's very cool. It's like, gotcha. There's the
spot. Right. Let's see if it just shows. Oh my God, yes. So let's do this so I don't gotta keep going back and forth.
Do you think Elena Belova could beat one of these fighters?
Who?
Any of them.
Depends on who.
Really? You think one of them could beat her? Like based on her in the shows?
Absolutely,
Really?
absolutely. Some of these guys are just insane, bro.
That's interesting.
Like next level crazy. Like Italian television crazy. All right. Boom. Okay, that works. I could live with that.
Okay.
Right? Right?
Sure.
I can live with that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, instead of in the middle.
Yeah.
Okay.
So look at this. He has a mounted guillotine.
Yeah.
So Brian Ortega's the guy on the top in the blue shorts.
Okay.
Alexander the Great Volkanovski, who I'm saying is the greatest 145-pounder of all time, is below. Look at how tight that is. That's cinched.
Yeah. Yeah, that looks like the end. Yeah, that's a rough. Oh, wait. What?
White fights his way out of it.
How did he get out of that?
Ortega's arm got tired.
Oh, shit. No.
And look.
No.
Yep.
Dude.
Has him in another precarious situation.
I'd be so annoyed if I was that other guy. I'd be like, I had it.
Dude, wait. Same fight. Gets him in a triangle choke.
Yeah.
Look it. This isn't even shit. Gets it cinched.
Those are
Look,
awful right
cinched.
there. Yeah.
Cinched.
How's he still awake?
He's doing everything right.
Look, he's bleeding from everywhere.
Yep, he's doing everything right.
Look at
he's
they got out again.
Yep. He fought the legs, moving.
Look at now he's on top.
He just does everything.
That's great, yeah.
Yep, now he's just ground and pound. Dude.
What?
Just a beast. So, and then him.
Oh, that's frustrating.
Oh, my God.
I'd be
Poor
like,
Brian Ortega.
I had you, man. I had you so many times. What is happening here?
So he fought this guy. Sung Jung. I can't remember his first name. Just an absolute clinic. Just an absolute clinic on the feet. Where he just destroys the Korean zombie.
That's his name?
That's his nickname, yeah.
That's funny. I like it. Zombie.
So look at this. Just everything perfect. It's a clinic. Stays in the pocket. Bing, 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 bing.
Ouch.
Deadly shots.
That's a good one there.
Look at that calf kick. Knocked him to the floor.
Yeah.
Hit the perennial nerve. Boom.
Oh.
Look at that.
Come on.
Just a clinic. Look
Oh,
at that.
that's,
Perfect
you
form.
can't stand up.
Nope. They stopped the fight while Korean Zombie was still standing.
Yeah, because, dude, he's like,
because he
just
taking him. He just taking him to school. Yep. Just an absolute clinic.
Ow.
Look at that. Insane.
Yeah. That was
Insane.
Oh, man. Yeah, he's got no chance.
No. But Korean Zombie is known, he's called the Zombie because they say he never stops coming towards you. Never stops.
Oh, so he's doing his zombie thing. I was like, why is he still going? Like, this guy's like...
Because he doesn't
they're
fucking
not
stop.
gonna
This guy's a
win.
psychopath.
Right, yeah.
He just keeps coming at you,
That's
at you.
I
and
like
it's
the
his name.
nickname then. That's
Oh, it's
hilarious.
perfect. So let's do
Yeah.
let's do one more. Maybe my favorite fighter of all time.
Okay. That sounds like a good way to end it.
Yeah, Dominick the Dominator Cruz, bantamweight 135,
All
with
right.
a record of 24-4. And yeah, he's just fantastic. So let's go here.
Damn, I can't believe that guy was still standing
Dude,
up.
He's called the Korean Zombie for a
Yeah,
freaking
I
reason.
get that
You see
now.
what he did to him? Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
that's ridiculous.
He's ridiculous. And his movement, dude, it's just the best movement. He's amazing. The way this guy moves is just next freaking level. So this is just a highlight reel. So that's him versus Uriah Faber. They fight a couple times.
Yikes.
Dom is wearing the red trunks.
Nice.
So you'll see his move, that zigzag he does. It's called shifting. And he does this thing where he just keeps moving.
Yeah.
Look at that. Great takedown. Beautiful takedown.
Jeez. Yeah.
But that's almost it still. Like even he's doing it right now.
Yeah.
But
in the zone.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, here we go. Just a dog.
Isn't the harder puncher. Shots like that where Bowles is walking in.
So he's in the black trunks this time.
It drops the champ in the canvas. Cruz just taking it to him.
Yeah. Look at that. Look at those combos.
These guys are fun to watch.
Oh, man. The 135,
Yeah.
it's one of my favorite weight
The
classes.
smaller weight classes, they're always more wild.
So this is the WEC.
Oh, you tried it. I love it. That'd be something you're like, you really have to know you're going to connect to try.
Oh, yeah.
It's like silly.
Dude, but watch his shifting. That stuff.
Yeah.
That stuff. Total Muhammad Ali type shit.
Yeah.
Look at that. Just from going to the punches, the head kick, not telegraphed at all. Like you don't know when he's... And look at that. To the takedown, he saw the single leg when he went for the kick. Just whooped Uriah
moves
Faber.
fast too.
And this guy, he says ring rust isn't a thing. It doesn't exist. And he is living proof that it doesn't. Because he has gotten several injuries and then come back better than ever. He's just a dog, just a straight beast.
How old is he?
Now he's like 38.
Oh, okay. So yeah, he's getting up there.
Yep, I have it right here. He's 38.
Cool.
Now 38. Took a 4-year hiatus in
Okay.
the sport. But he may be the greatest fight IQ out of anybody I've ever seen. Even his commentary tells you that. So real quick, just to finish my list, I'm just going to say it. Demetrious Johnson, I think, may be the greatest fighter of all time. But because he's a 125-pounder, nobody gives him any real credit. Because he's 125, they're like, it's like watching kids fight. Yeah,
okay.
Well, if a kid can do, and here's one of the greatest things ever to happen in the history of freaking mixed martial arts, is he went from a suplex. It's where you take the person, you like throw him behind you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Went from a suplex into an armbar.
Yeah.
Midair.
Oh, that's wild.
He's insane.
Yeah, that's actually really insane.
He's a god amongst men. Anyway, guys, thanks for listening. We appreciate it. Maybe the Ancient Warriors were a little cooler. Who knows? I don't know. I like MMA. If you knew a little more about it, maybe we'd have a little back and
I
forth.
know. I wish I did.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
But still fun. Still always good times. Guys, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you stay cool. Make sure you go to that Patreon and check us out. Yeah,
thanks for joining, guys. Thanks for everybody in the chat today too.
Always.
Yeah, that was fun. I like talking about warriors. It's cool. I like that we talk about so much different stuff on this show. Check out all the different episodes we have. We touch so many different subjects.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm gonna go pass out because I'm sick as a dog.
Yeah.
I'm getting bad.
But
I can feel it.
Yeah, I gotta start getting ready for work. Yay!
Aye,
But
aye,
we
aye.
love you guys so much. We appreciate you, and we will see you Thursday for the talk of the crash. Later, guys.